Good morning.
Good morning, one and all. Am I audible?
Yes, madam. But it is giving sound.
Good morning, colleagues, guests, and dear participants. On behalf of Sarojini Naidu Vantaphamsi Mahavidyalaya, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this one-week international faculty development program on the theme Pharma Quality Assurance and Regulatory Affairs, a Collaborative Approach. This is organized by the Department of Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance of Sarojini Naidu Vantaphamsi Mahavidyalaya, wherein we can see the team of HOD plus professors, associate professors, and assistant professors of pharmaceutical quality assurance. And to brief about our institution, our Sarojini Naidu Vantaphamsi Mahavidyalaya is a women's college affiliated to Osmania University, approved by Pharmacy Council of India, and our institution is accredited by NBA twice, and we are in the process of NAC accreditation. And recently we completed with Silver Jubilee celebration. We have completed 25 years of excellence, education excellence. And our institution is sponsored by Exhibition Society. I think everybody know about that, which conducts Numais every year in the month of January 1st to February 15th in exhibition grounds. This is going to start soon in the year 2025 also. Similarly, this is around 84th year. Before independence itself, it started. And this exhibition society runs 20 institutions, and we are amongst one. And recently, one more pharmacy college started in Siddipet, that is Sri Ranganayaka College of Pharmacy. Started with the second year in B Pharmacy this year. And we offer 8 programs. It is B Pharmacy, PharmD, PharmD PB, as well as M Pharmacy in 5 specializations, that is pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical quality assurance, pharmaceutical analysis, pharmacology, and pharmaceutical regulatory affairs. And our institution takes immense pride in sharing the news about Indo-US Summit, which we did it in the month of June as a part of our inauguration Silver Jubilee celebrations, which is a international conference. It means international speakers were invited, wherein 6 international speakers came and delivered the lectures on different aspects of pharmaceutical sciences, and which is a grand success, participated by 1,200 delegates of South India mainly, especially the Telangana. And in a similar way, we conduct so many co-curricular activities, workshops, seminars, guest lectures, as well as the faculty development programs like this. And this FDP is yet another step toward achieving our vision of bridging the gap between academic knowledge and the dynamic needs of the pharmaceutical industry. And over the next week, we will be privileged to hear from the international as well as national experts who will provide valuable insights into the quality assurance practices, regulatory frameworks, and compliance challenges, and the integration of new technologies. So the next year, we are going to see 12 lectures, starting with, now we are going to start with first lecture by Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Talluri sir, who is the director from Dasal Technologies, who speaks about OECD principles of good laboratory practices, guidance and inspections. And after that, we have one more session at 11:30 a.m. that is by Dr. Srikanth Nama, who speaks about emerging innovations and breakthroughs in the pharmaceutical industry. In a similar way, tomorrow we have a session in the morning at 8 o'clock because the speaker is from ESA and he is Dr. R. Bhaskar Rao, Senior Director, Regulatory Affairs, New York-based Clinical Therapeutics. He has a good experience in Regulatory Affairs Department and he is going to speak about clinical IND and NDA submissions, regulatory dimensions. And we have a general lecture about the joy of teaching by Mr. Jai Naidu sir, who came to our college, visited twice, and he is a good speaker and we are enthusiastic to listen to him also, as well as one more speaker from ESA who works with MEC, and she speaks about computer system validation. She is Mrs. T. Rajni, who's having good experience in that field. And on Wednesday, we have one more session from Dr. Aparna Vema, who is a Senior Director, Immunocure Computational Chemistry from Shamirpet. And she speaks about the advanced technology that is artificial intelligence in pharmaceutical R&D. And a similar way on Thursday, we are going to have two more sessions by Mr. V. Narendra Kumar and Dr. Linga Bhanut on different two aspects related to the quality assurance as well as the towards sustainability. And we have one more session from Dr. Yam Vidyavati Madam, who is a professor from Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, who speaks about design of experiments for optimization in formulation development, which is useful in the projects for the students' guidance. And we have one more session by Mr. Muhammad Rahim, who is a corporate quality lead from Tabuk Pharmaceuticals. He is working in Saudi Arabia. He speaks about ensuring excellence through process capability and quality systems. In the last day on Saturday, we have one session by Dr. N. Srinivas, speaks about quality assurance in clinical trials, a regulatory perspective. And the last session is by me itself. I'll go for a video presentation on healthy yoga schedule, means 1-day schedule. So this is the way the sessions are, and it covers means all the experts from the pharmaceutical quality assurance. Not only that, pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical analysis, regulatory affairs, and also pharmacology also are useful. And I think this 1 week session is going to be utilized by all the participants who are joined from throughout India. I welcome you all once again. Means not only from Telangana, we can see the participants from different states like Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Orissa, and Tripura, as well as from two more different states. Welcome you once again, and I wish all the participants to actively engage, ask questions, and contribute your perspectives. Your participation is what will the program makes the success, as well as I finally extend my heartfelt gratitude to our organizing committee, mainly Dr. S. Anuradha, who is the HOD of Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance, the other team, Dr. K. Vinuta, Dr. Sivajyoti Madam, as well as Dr. Prashanti, and Mrs. Munisirisha Madam. So all the team and our director, sir, Dr. N. Srinivas, he is here, he is going to speak, and our management who supports a lot to organize the co-curricular activities apart from the regular academics. I think everybody know about Dr. B. Prabhashankar, who is the chairman as well as state president of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Telangana State Branch. And also we have many more GB members who are working, who are of a pharmacy background, like Dr. A.V. Srikanth sir, Dr. Pradyumna sir, as well as Sushma madam, who are also of pharmacy background. And we have industry representatives, former industry representatives as GB members, who supports a lot as well as encourages a lot to go for all these co-curricular activities. I welcome you all once again, and for this 1 week session, and I hand over to our director, Dr. N. Srinivas sir. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Chief Patron Dr. B. Prabhashankar, Chairman of our institution and Managing Director and CEO of Leeds Pharma Private Limited. Respected patron, Sri Chella Prasanna Garu, and co-patrons, Sri Hanumantrao Garu, Honorary Secretary, Srimati Dipala Sanja Madam, Honorary Treasurer, Sri Chandrajit Singh Sir, Joint Secretary of our institution, Principal Dr. Mamata, and the organizing faculty members of Quality Assurance Department and my fellow faculty members of Sarojini Naidu Vanita Pharmacy Mahavichalaya, and the fraternity of pharmacy teachers who have assembled here from different colleges. And special thanks to the invited speakers from academia and industry who are sparing their valuable time and insights for the sake of development of the faculty from various institutions. It is not alone the faculty, but the society at large as the teachers build the society. So today's International Faculty Development Program theme is on pharmaceutical quality assurance and regulatory affairs, a collaborative approach. Well, the pharmaceuticals is a highly regulated field, and regulatory agencies like US FDA, European Medicines Agency, CDSCO, just do not compromise on the quality, and quality needs to be assured at any cost because the patient safety first. Hence, this theme of quality assurance, regulatory perspective is a very apt one. Well, quality assurance, dear faculty members, is not a new term, but it assumed all the more important from past 5-6 years because of the COVID pandemic and because of the recession across the globe, that it's a very cost-intensive program, whether it is pharmaceuticals manufacturing or new drug development and other aspects. Unless we have quality assurance in place, the failure rates of pharmaceuticals, whether it is a new drug or the manufacturing of the existing ones, will be a problem. So what does this mean is, if you take simple example of manufacturing, the quality assurance is not just testing the disintegration, dissolution, hardness, but taking all steps to prevent the defects from happening, like in-process controls, GMP trainings, and training on the manufacturing of that particular specific tablets or capsules or dosage pills. These all steps will ensure that the quality defects are not there and quality is maintained. Similarly, in new drug development, say in clinical trials, the quality control step is like whether the CRF is there or informed consent is there or safety assessment is properly done or not. Whereas the quality assurance steps also include GCP training, training on the approved protocol, training on the standard operating procedures of each and every step of the new drug development. So such steps will reduce the defects in the drug development program. So ultimately, the cost will be reduced and also the quality will be ensured. So this is what is our perspective of this faculty development program, that the quality assurance and regulatory affairs, the collaborative approach to ensure that the pharmaceuticals which are manufactured or which are being developed, both are ensuring the quality and reducing the defects. So, without taking much of the time, I welcome everyone and I wish this gathering to embark on more discussion and interaction at the end of the lectures. And if the speaker is permitting in between, and let us prove that the online programs can be really successful by taking the uh, help from people from abroad and people who are quite busy. We are able to get everyone at one platform. Sarojini Naidu Vanita Pharmacy Mahavidyalaya. I wish this program a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm Dr. Anuradha, Head of the Department Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance. Good morning, everyone. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all to one week International E-Faculty Development Program on Pharma Quality Assurance and Regulatory Affairs, a collaborative approach. So, organized by our department, Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance, Sarojini Naidu Vanita Pharmacy Mahavidyalaya. So, today we are going to conduct two sessions, morning two sessions. So session one by Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Taluri, distinguished speaker, and by Dr. Srikant Nama. Now I request Mrs. R. Prashanti to start the session one.
Prashanti madam,
Yes, ma'am.
just now Narendra sir texted that he is going to join soon.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, just we'll wait for 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Let him join so that we can introduce him and we can hand over the first session to Narendra Kumar sir.
Okay, madam.
Madam, all the participants can switch on the video so that we can have a picture, please. All the delegates, please switch on the video.
Sir is going to join in 2 minutes. First speaker. If anyone want to speak about these sessions, means the speakers as well as the topics, I think you have gone through. You can speak for 2 to 3 minutes. Any participants, please. All the topics, are they good, or you can have your own comments on that? Tomorrow we have a session at 8 a.m. Please try to remember that, because the speaker is from USA. Only tomorrow and after tomorrow we are having at 8 a.m. Otherwise, the regular schedule starts with 10 a.m. And each session 1 hour, followed by 15 minutes question and answers. The queries or the doubts or the interaction with the speaker as well as other participants can be done. 1 hour followed by 15-minute session. And after each day session, you'll be given with one assessment form of the 2 sessions related. And based on that, attendance will be considered. And after that, at end of the FDP, one more means we are going to take the feedback also. And there also we consider the attendance of all the participants. Sir, good morning, Narendra Kumar sir.
Morning.
Yes, Prashanti madam.
Yeah. Good morning to our esteemed guests, respected faculty members, and dear participants. I am Prashanti, Assistant Professor, SNVPMV. I'm delighted to welcome you all to our 1 week International e-FDP Session 1 on topic OECD Principles of Good Laboratory Practices, GLP, Guidance and Inspections, delivered by none other than Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Talluri, Director, Technical ERD and Knowledge Management at Dysel Chiral Technologies, Knowledge Park, Hyderabad, India. Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Talluri is currently serving as Honorary Secretary of Royal Society of Chemistry, LSD, India. His previous roles include Professor and Head of the Department Pharmaceutical Analysis in charge of LCMS Central Analytical Instrumentation Facility at NIPER, Hyderabad, and Scientific Manager at Biocon, Bangalore. He earned his PhD from CSIR, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, India, and has 90 scientific publications to his credit. Additionally, he has successfully supervised and guided 50 MS Pharmacy students and 4 PhD research scholars at NIPER in their research endeavors. Dr. Talluri is the recipient of a CSIR Research Fellowship and the Institution of Chemists Associateship. He is a member of prestigious scientific societies including Royal Society of Chemistry, London, and the Asian Council of Science Editors. The Indian Drug Manufacturers Association conferred the prestigious Young Pharmaceutical Analyst Award in 2011 for his outstanding research contribution in pharmaceutical analysis. Sir, elected and admitted as an Associate Fellow of Telangana and AP Academy of Sciences in 2014. Sir received Best Research Scientist Award in 2016 from NIPER, Bharat Vikas Award in 2017 from Institute of Self-Reliance, Dysel Diamond Innovation Award in 2023 from Dysel Chiral Technologies. Dr. Talluri serves as an examiner for various national exams, including Drug Inspector Post, Government Analyst positions, and also Sir is a PhD examiner for a prestigious institutions such as NIPER and several universities, including BITS Pilani, JSS University, Mysore, Gujarat Technical University, Ahmedabad, Central University, New Delhi, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and other universities in Andhra Pradesh. Sir is a reviewer for many international journals, including RSC Advances, Analytical Methods, New Journal of Chemistry, Journal of Pharmaceutical and Biomedical Analysis, Journal of Separation Science, Biomedical Chromatography, Scientific Reports, Nature, Chromatographia, etc. Sir is a trained GLP inspector certified by National GLP Compliance Monitoring Authority, DST, Government of India. Dr. M.P. Narendra Kumar Talluri brings a wealth of expertise in technical research, regulatory affairs, and knowledge management. His insights today illuminate the path to understanding the key aspects of DLP implementation and inspection process. I encourage all participants to engage actively, ask questions, and make this valuable opportunity to learn from such an eminent speaker. Let's embark the journey of knowledge enhancement together. Thank you, and let us begin the session 1. Over to Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Talluri, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for a nice introduction. And I'm sorry for being late. Hope I am audible.
Okay, sir. It's okay, sir. And we welcome our governing body member, Dr. A.V. Srikanth, sir, to this session. He also holds PhD in pharma background, pharmaceutical sciences. welcome you, sir, for this online FDP
Okay.
program. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. Narendra Kumar, sir, you can proceed, sir.
Yeah. So just I want to give brief information about the OECD GLP principles, especially into the compliance and inspection aspects. So yeah. So the history behind the GLP started, I can say 1957 as thalidomide, the big issue. In 1957 in West Germany, under the trade name Cantergen, this is the drug primarily prescribed as a sedative and hypnotic. Thalidomide is also claimed to cure anxiety, insomnia, and tension. But afterwards, it was used against nausea and to alleviate morning sickness in pregnant women. So shortly after the drug was sold in West Germany, around 7,000 people, infants, were born with malformation of limbs. Only 40% of these children were survived. Throughout the world, at least 10,000 cases were recorded. Only around 50% were survived. So that is the first reason why GLP is needed. And the second one is in 1970, like a scandal of industrial biotest laboratories. As part of USA testing laboratory, American Industrial Product Safety Testing Laboratory founded in 1953. Throughout like 1950s and 1970s, IPTE performed more than 1/3 of the toxicological testings in the United States. But hundreds of insecticides, herbicides, food additives, water treatment chemicals, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals is to test by using this lab testing protocols. But fabrication of the data, removal of health effects finding from the reports, replacement of dead animals, study animals with the healthy ones that had not received drug treatment, changes in the interpretation of the histopathology slides, and changes in the report conclusions to make them look more favorable. So this is also reason caused FDA to establish the GLP. GLP became the law on June 1979 because of all these issues. So history, if you see, one is like thalidomide Nastro, kind of industrial biotesting laboratory, 1970s. 87, European Union also started thinking about the GLP requirement. 81, OECD Council decision on MAD. MAD is nothing but mutual agreement of data. So attempts to avoid barriers to trade in chemicals, to promote mutual acceptance of non-clinical safety test data, to eliminate unnecessary duplication of the experimentations. So this will resolve because of OECD harmonization for more than 36 countries. OECD Council decision is also recommended in 1989 for compliances. Guidance for Compliance and Monitoring Authority for GLP. Guidance for the conduct of laboratory inspections and study audits. So in 1997, adoption of revised GLP principles started in 1997. In that way, the history continues for GLP. So yes, we know that drug discovery and 4 different steps. Discovery phase. Stage 2 is non-clinical studies where safety is major issue, animals and cell toxicology studies what we are doing. And stage 3 is for the clinical trials, including human trials, testings. And stage 4 is the post drug approval process. So to get all these stages effectively, we need to have good quality data from the animal experimentations. In case of drug development, the results of non-clinical studies are to be produced reliable data for go or no-go determination for development phase. So determination of the maximum recommended starting dose, MRST, or simply FIH. So first in human studies, phase 1 studies, it all depends upon the data what we are getting from here. So data of high quality, if they are fit for their intended uses in operations, decision making and planning. So alternatively, the data are deemed to be high quality if they correctly represent the real world construct to which they refer. So high quality data are crucial for the decision making and also for the reconstruction of what really happened. So specimens, iteration, and people have company, but the documents ensure the forever. Specimens may be so time to time may change, and people leave the companies, but the data which was produced in the company will be remain constant. So documentation through GLP principles will help a lot to continuous quality in the industries. So that's the reason how to ensure the results of non-clinical studies reliable. So that required GLP. So as we mentioned and known that drug development process, like we can see from the discovery, preclinical stage, like it takes around 3 to 6 years of time. Clinical trials, again, like phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, in this case, like 6 to 7 years of time is needed. Coming to the final stage where NDA submission, FDA review process, all this takes from 6 months to 2 years of time. So this is a long process where the data is needed very good in quality. So GLP, where it requires for all this to happen very effectively, especially non-clinical studies, safety aspects, we are concentrating in this topic. So OECD is nothing but Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Is an international economic organization of 34 countries founded in 1961 to stimulate economic progress and world trade. So there is another term known as MAT. The testing of chemicals in labor-intensive process anywhere, it is expensive. Often the same chemicals are being tested and assessed in several countries. The OECD Council therefore adopted the Council decision in 1981 on mutual acceptance of data, MAD. So to avoid the duplication of the, again, testing the chemicals. Stating that the test data generated in any member country in accordance with OECD test guidelines and principles of GLP shall be accepted in other members countries for assessment purpose and other uses related to the protection of human health and environment. So that is the major purpose of OECD. A further Council Act was adopted in 1989 to provide assurance that their intended development in compliance with the principles of GLP. The Council decision recommendation on the compliance with the GLP established procedures for monitoring GLP compliance through government inspections and study audits, as well as framework for international license among monitoring and data receiving authorities. In case of India, NGCMA, National GLP Compliance and Monitoring Authority, taking the responsibility to conduct various inspections as per the OECD. So they are training some of the government officials, like research institutes like ISCT, NIN, NIPERS, and they are sending as inspectors to check the audits of these labs which are accredited under OECD principles. In 1997, Council decision on the adherence of non-member countries to the Council Acts related to the mutual acceptance of data in assessment of chemical sets out a stepwise procedures for non-OECD countries to take part as a full members in this system. So there are two types of Council Act, a Council decision, which is legally binding to the OECD member countries, and a Council recommendation, which is a strong expression of political will. So by sharing the OECD GLP data and test guidelines with the different countries, avoid the duplication of the creating the data again, remove some burden and barriers to trade in the different countries by using the same data will be more useful. It can be applied to the various products like pharmaceutical products, pesticide products, cosmetic products, veterinary drugs, as well as food additives, feed additives, and industrial chemicals. So OECD registration is mandatory to have these guidelines and applicable to the various countries. So as per definition, GLP is a quality system concerned with the organizational process and the conditions under which non-clinical health and environmental safety studies are planned, performed, monitored, recorded, archived, and reported. So that is was defined in 1997 OECD GLP. So how to implement this GLP principle to produce high quality data is the aim. But how to implement this GLP? Through guidelines. The minimum requirement to assure the quality of the studies, the toxicology studies or health effect studies, we can say. But you cannot do a study with a guideline only. There are like no data or detailed steps you need to do something. So then go to protocols. Protocols detailed plan for the study with a schedule. But it is not possible to describe in the protocol every details for the activities to perform in the study. Then go for SOP, detailed and step-by-step procedures for a specific activity will be described there. SOPs should cover all the key activities, but where should you record or keep the activities done and the results? So that is nothing but worksheets. So data recording and keeping the stories of the data, archivics, all these are part of the GLP implementation. SOP is for the designated for study director. The study who is monitoring the conducting the study is the director. There will be some principal investigator who will be like really active towards conducting the study, and study personnel who is involved in these different steps of the study, like this different nomenclature will be there for the GLP activities. Method of animal care, how to receive and store the testing materials. So these are the things. And GLP compliance, if you see here, the principal spirit is given by the GLP authority. In case of India, NGCMA, National GLP Compliance and Monitoring Authority, which is part of DST, Department of Science and Technology. And Quality Assurance Unit of the industry, which periodically inspects the test site and try to see the implementation of this GLP system. So in between inspections by the authorities conducted, say in case of India NGCMA, GLP inspectors who are qualified by the NGCMA will inspect the site. Compliance is like realization and implementation. What do I think GLP is like proper interpretation and understanding. SOP is like how to in practice to fulfill the requirement of GLP. Worksheet is what I did, what I record. So if you follow the SOPs, you are doing the GLP ask you to do SOP alone like standard operating procedures. So how to make the SOP is also there as SOP and SOP. You need to follow the SOP guidelines, and of course it can be done by the implementing lab itself. So GLP is issued by the authority, no choice, you need to follow it. Guidelines again issued by the authorities, no choice, you need to follow it. Protocols that made by the facility itself, as per the requirement, as per the scientific data. SOP again, responsibility of facility to establish, of course, by looking at the different literature as well as the data generated. And worksheet again, facility's responsibility to make it. There is no ready-made SOPs or worksheets or protocols will be provided by the GLP authority. So created by facility based on various sources, different articles, research articles, books, etc. They will consider and make the SOPs, protocols, and worksheets to conduct the studies effectively. Then like uncontrollable variables will be there in the lab, like seasonal variation, temperature variation and all. But controlled variations always need to be controlled effectively by the test site. For example, in case of animals, age of the animals, body weight, feed, what you are going to give it to the animal, water, temperature, humidity, luminous intensity, light cycle, etc. All these are controlled variables that can be controlled effectively by the lab. Of course, you can also control by implementing effective SOPs to avoid the human errors. So that the reason we need to have standardized methodologies, minimize the controllable variations and prevention of accidental variations to produce reproducible and reliable data. That is the main aim, to have the reproducible and reliable data, to have all these SOPs, protocols, or worksheet in line, and to get the better data, repeatable and reproducible data. So SOPs and worksheets definitely give good control over the studies what we are doing it. Test system, either experimental animal or physicochemical parameters or in vitro studies. Then we are using different equipments, but the equipments must be either instruments. Validation of the performance validation of the equipment is needed, and frequent maintenance of the equipment is also required. And you'll get some data output. That data output can be read and through the worksheets where you are keeping all this experimental data. The data output can be stored electronic format, acceptable, as well as printout paper, depends upon the facility available to the workplace. And finally, we should have the worksheets, whether they're storing the data either in the electronic format or print format. Test facility management is responsible to create the training and education for all the people involved in GLP operations. And different SOPs need to be in place for all these activities of the GLP. So once the worksheets and the data which was generated through these operations need to be archived effectively, like and activities who is responsible and what the activity carried out, when it was carried out, how it is carried out, all these details must be available in a systematic way as SOP format. So our computerize the whole working system and eliminate paperwork now. So, but overall, all this must be made through a scientific mode of operations. So GLP compliance is like not only just buildings or laboratories, it requires the persons who are working there with good education, training programs to ensure their skill set is perfect to do the activities. So we should ensure that worksheets are there to monitor, record the readings of the experiment, and they are following the like calibration protocols and testing protocols through the proper SOP, standard operating procedures, and the protocols of the study. And of course, through that we are implementing the guidelines of GLP, and finally we are reaching to the quality which is reliable because of all this data what we generated. So GLP monitoring authorities are established by the government, OECD member states, and MAD adherent countries. Some countries have only one monitoring authority, while others have more than one. Example, in case of Japan, there are 8 monitoring authorities, while in US there are 2 monitoring authorities, like US Environmental Protection Agency and US Food and Drug Administration. The OECD maintains a list of links to national website on GLP, including information on monitoring authorities. If you go to the NGCMA website, also you get all the details about different monitoring authorities. So receiving authorities receives non-clinical safety data as part of the regulatory submissions, and they must ensure that legal requirements are met. Receiving authorities including European Chemical Agency, European Medicines Agency, and European Food Safety Authority, as well as various national agencies that are responsible for assessing safety data, such as, for example, US EPA, FDA, Department of Agriculture, US FDA, and Japan, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, and Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. So in receiving authority, the unit within the regulatory authority which is responsible for all administration action to permit this sale of these chemicals, substances to the market. So how, like in a brief, it was shown here, monitoring how it is happening. The initially regulatory agents authority is request the information on GLP compliance and status of the laboratories or the study audit to the GLP monitoring authority. So then GLP monitoring authority will submit the information to the regulatory authorities. How it is submitting? It is through periodic inspections and study audits conducted by the GLP monitoring authority. In case of NGCMA, they visit the test facility and Of course, test facility will submit the final report to the sponsor. Sponsor is who is really responsible to give that samples to this test facility to conduct these GLP studies if they don't have the GLP lab. Finally, the sponsor submit the data final report to the regulatory authority to get the approvals. So the sponsor will have the contract with this test facility, which is having GLP compliance. So in that way, the cycle will follow like this. So in case of India, NGCMA, National Good Laboratory Practice Compliance and Monitoring Authority, NGCMA. So this was established by the Department of Science and Technology, DST, Government of India, where the approval of the Union Cabinet on April 24, 2002. Now India is full member of the Mutual Acceptance of Data, MAD, in OECD Working Group on GLP with respect to the March 3, 2011. As a consequence, the non-clinical health and safety studies and data of such studies generated by the Indian GLP laboratory is acceptable in 36 OECD members countries and 6 non-members MAD adherent countries. These facilities export of chemicals, drugs, pesticides, etc. to these countries, including developed markets like USA, UK, Australia, Japan, and European Union, etc. So if you go to this DST website from there, NGCMA, you can find the different documents of NGCMA for application to the GLP, even online application for GLP certification, and what are the principles of OECD and testing guidelines already there in PDF form. You can able to download it. So if you want like OECD testing guidelines, this is the website and the address of the website. You can able to find out the testing guidelines, or you can contact this OECD Environmental Directorate to get the data. This is GLP certified test facilities PDF file. More than 60 labs in India already accredited with the GLP OECD guidelines, and like they are serving to the different industries, including pharma industries. So now we try to see the inspection aspects to understand how they will do the inspection. What are the expectation of the GLP inspectors when they visit the test facility? So there is a guidance for the preparation of GLP inspection reports. So based on that, they will do the inspections. First, they need to give some summary of their inspection. What is their observations? Before to the observations, like summary of section of the report should be presented first. Should provide background information on the test facility. The type of inspection, is it like primary inspection, or in between they have done the inspection, or this is like renewal inspection? Those information need to be given in summary itself. And the deviations from the GLP principles, if something is there, are there or not, and that were noted, and the responses of the test facility to the presented deviations. So, of course, time will be given to the test facility to answer the deviations. Of course, before that also, they will discuss the deviations with the management as well as the persons involved in GLP. So what is their response is also important to finalize the report before sending to the NGCMA. In accordance with the national practices, the report may include the compliance designations of the laboratory that are assigned by the inspectors. So there is a section like introduction, the purpose and general description of the inspection, including the legal authorities of the inspectors and quality standards serving as a basis for the inspection. Next one is an identification of the inspectors, and the dates of the inspections need to be monitored, to keep in the test report itself. A description of the type of inspections, is it a facility inspection or study audit, specific study audit, that need to be mentioned there itself. And An identification of the test facility, including corporate identity, so and postal address and contact persons in the industry with the telephone and the telefax numbers must be present in that. A description of the test facility identifying the categories of test substances, testing that is done, presenting the information on the physical layout and the personnel involved in that. And next point is the date of the previous GLP inspection already carried out if it is a renewal process. Resulting GLP compliance status, what is the status of it? Is it first time going for GLP certification or going for the renewal process? And any relevant changes made by the test facility since that inspection. If it is previously there is an inspection, there will be some observations given by the inspectors. They implemented it or not, they have to check once and they have to write in the report. So what are the modification carried out based on the previous observations? So they'll do based on the, like I can say, 10 different levels or points majorly look into. One is like organization and personals, how the organization is structured, and personals qualified or not, what are the training records, qualifications, quality assurance programs, how they are conducting the audits or not. Facility, is it as per the guidelines? The equipments, materials, apparatus, reagents and specimens, calibration protocols, SOPs, test systems, test and reference substances, their testing reports, SOP, standard operating methods, performance of the study, reporting the study results as per SOP, there are not, storage and retention of the records, archives. You'll see how they are storing the records. They'll ask the different study report, asked to bring that study report also. It may be 2 years or 3 years back. So how it is properly stored or not. So these are the major points generally inspector look into when they are visiting the labs. So deviation of the GLP principle should be supported by the documentation. If they are saying that I am a GLP inspector, I am saying that there is a deviation, I should have some supporting document for that. It may be photocopies, photographs, test samples, etc. All such documents should be referenced and discussed in the narrative and attached in the annexes. So that must be attached as copies. When the study has been selected for audit, the inspection report should describe the procedures for conducting the audit, including the description of the portion of the data or study that was actually examined. Any findings during the audit should be described in the narrative and documented in the annexes. So there is 2 meetings once inspectors visit the test site. Opening meeting, the second one, last one is exit meeting. So once the inspection is completed, they need to conduct one more meeting known as exit conference, held between the inspection team and the responsible management of the test facility, at which GLP deviation found during the inspection or study audits may be discussed. So these are the deviations we observe. All the team members, one after another, they will discuss with the persons who are responsible for GLP implementation in the test site during this exit conference. If allowed by the national policy, a written list of observations should be presented, describe the GLP deviation if any have been observed. So this is allowed here in India. So the GLP instructor need to write the observations and discuss thoroughly with the persons who are responsible for that. If they have some justification is acceptable to the GLP inspectors, they will modify accordingly, and they take the signature of all the persons who are present in that meeting responsible for the studies. And the team of the inspectors, including lead inspector, will also sign that report. So the exit discussion should be summarized in this section. The report should not note the date and time of the exit conference, the name of attendees, inspection team, facility, and other members who are present in that with their affiliations, designation. It should also give a brief summary of the GLP deviations noted by the inspection team during the facility inspection or study audits. Responses of the facility representatives to the inspection team remarks should also be described in this report. In case where the written list of the observations has been made available, the test facility should acknowledge the inspector's findings and make a comment to take corrective actions. If a receipt of the documents taken by the inspection team was prepared and signed by the facility management, the persons to whom the receipt for the documents was provided should be identified. A copy of the receipt should be included in annexes of the inspector's report. So it should contain copy of documents that have been referred in the report. Such documents may be includes in like organization charts, like hierarchy of the departments which are facility related information as a chart form for easy tracking. And the initial meeting, the agenda for the inspection also must be included in the final report, and a list of SOPs that have been demonstrated during the inspections. What are there? Check the different SOPs and they will ask the person who is responsible for the implementing that SOPs, and they'll see which knowledge is available to that person, whether operating the SOPs or not. Those things, if something is there, they will keep into the report. Listing of deviation that have been demonstrated. The chemist is telling something, but that was written something else in SOP. So those deviations also will be part of the observations. So in addition to the other deviations that have been observed, say for example, calibration is mentioned as 3 months, but practically it is not actually 3 months. Like that, any deviations are there, those are also be part of the. Other information also need to be given. It varies from the country to country. In addition to the information described above, reports may contain other headings and information as appropriate as required by the members' countries' compliance monitoring program. For example, the inspection report may address corrections of deficiencies noted during the previous inspections or any corrective action taken during the current inspection or not. The previous and present corrective actions completed or not. That is one point. That can be also incorporated in here. Others may include a cover page which contains descriptive information about the briefly identifies the inspections. Other finds it useful to use the table of contents, especially when the inspection is of large, complex facility to categorize, index, identify information in the report. So if it is big facility, then we can use the table format and try to give brief information. Some reports include the conclusion section also, which notifies that the testing facility of the compliance status classification as judged by the inspection. All of these are acceptable based on the GLP inspection team. Reports should be signed, dated by the lead inspector and by other inspectors in accordance with their responsibilities. Generally, all the team members, either lead inspector, associate inspectors, or observers who are present as per our NGCMA rule, all will sign the report before submission to the NGCMA. So this is the brief what I want to present about the GLP and some of the inspection points. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there any questions related to this presentation?
Dear participants, if any questions you have, you can ask or you can type in chat box.
Yes, any questions, please? There is one question in chat box. Prashanti madam, you can read it.
This is from Harita madam. This is very informative session. Thank you. Being a faculty that measures, what measures should we emphasize to students to prepare them for industry level laboratory standards and practices? I mean, what measures we emphasize to students to prepare them for industry level in laboratory standards and practices
Yeah,
in student
really
level?
useful. Yeah. So based on the facilities available, you can ask them to prepare the SOPs, even worksheets, and make a protocol for the study. So take some SOPs from the industry or like example of SOPs based on their regular practical aspects when they are doing it. Ask them to document it effectively to have the good laboratory practices at the college level itself. So once they're like shifted from college to the industry, that will help a lot. Even like a calibration of simple equipment, then balances. So maintaining the record along with logbooks with all these page numbers like 1 of 13, 1 of 20, like that. So all this makes them to practice it effectively. The initial stage will really helpful when shifting to the industry. Even they go to the R&D centers also. These observation notebooks, which are there as per the guidelines, I can say, then helpful for easily applying for the patents rights. Even estimate you started early, but somebody saying it, they reported before to you. But if it is laboratory notebook is available with authentically, then you can fight for your like first preference if it is documented effectively. So implementing of these principles and ask them to present during as an assignment and try to understand this principle effectively so that practicing will be easy. Once practicing will be the culture, then it will be helpful somewhere in his or her career effectively to climb their like innovations and finally, effectively, they can able to manage the lab with good laboratory practices.
Thank you, sir. One more question from V. Nagastravani, madam. So, what are the records that are to be produced during time of audits? What are the records that are to be produced during the time of audits?
Yeah, generally, GLP inspectors, once they visit the test facility, they'll conduct one first meeting. So they will ask different records of the studies what you are conducted. But you have to give what are the studies going on in your test facility, a list of the studies completed. It may be 15, 20 or whatever it may be. So out of that, they will ask one study. That study may be 2 studies or 3 studies, but it should consist of all the SOPs, protocols, worksheets, which are needed to conduct the studies. So how to have these SOPs? What are the requirements to make the SOPs and worksheets and protocols, how to make it? All these are available in the guidelines. If you go to the NGCMA, National GLP Compliance Monitoring Authority website, there is a library, digital documentations. You can take the prints of that. So based on that, you can make your own protocols based on your study, because you know about your study. You're making a protocol based on the literature available in the scientific domain. But the presentation, how you're presenting this data to the GLP agencies based on the worksheets and all. So basically, it is all easy way of transferring data from the one authority to the other is made by these worksheets. So you'll get an idea if you are reading these guidelines. So there are some specimens available in that also to have some protocols to follow. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
One more question from my side, sir. How
Mhm.
often these GLP training should be updated, sir? I mean, new updates, how to get this?
Actually, the website is already giving any updates if something is there in the revised guidelines. If the laboratory, different laboratories always try to get the accreditations, that list is also made it available in the public domain through website. That is there available up to now in November 2024. So in the same way, revised guidelines, something is there, they will always update the website itself. There is no like any frequency. Maybe you can check once in 3 months to find any new amendments are there instead of checking it. Generally, it takes a couple of months to get the revised guidelines. Of course, something is happening throughout the world, then only we'll also revise it. Otherwise, generally, 3 to 6 months time is enough to check once again something is revised or not. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions? Yeah, dear participants, you can ask. So we are closing the session. So as we have come to conclusion of today's first session, OECD Principles of Good Laboratory Practices GLP Guidance and Inspections, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. M.V. Narendra Kumar Talluri sir for delivering such an enlightening talk. On behalf of everyone here, I thank Dr. Talluri sir once again for his valuable contribution. I thank management members, Director Sir Dr. N. Srinivas Sir, and Principal Madam Dr. T. Mamata for giving this wonderful opportunity to me. Let us carry forward the knowledge gained today and apply it in our respective field. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So you can go forward to the second session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for insightable session one. Now we are at the end of session one. We completed session. We could complete first session. So now we are going to start the next session at 11:30. Please stay tuned.
Alın kurçayım da, önce
Hello. Hello. Can you hear us? Good
Yes,
morning.
sir. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ఇందులోంచి చెప్పేసి
Let's see myself.
ఇందులో
Dear participants, welcome back to session 2. Welcome, sir, Dr. Shrikant Nama, sir. I request Dr. Shivajyoti to introduce the distinguished speaker.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, good morning, all the delegates, esteemed colleagues, and distinguished guests. Myself, Dr. B. Shivajyoti, Associate Professor, Sarojini Naidu, Vanita Pharmacy, Mahavidyalaya. I am delighted to introduce our session 2 speaker, Dr. Shrikant Nama. So, Dr. Shrikant Nama is a quality and regulatory professional, consultant, subject matter expert, trainer, lead auditor, CEO of Resisco Global Regulatory Consultants, academician, and researcher. Sir has pharmaceuticals and medical devices domain and supported many medical devices manufacturers for their quality and regulatory documentation requirements, product registrations, licensing, and training. Sir is an empaneled qualified trainer and subject matter expert at Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone for medical devices and provides the training on global medical devices regulations. Sir trained 300 plus working professionals on the various aspects of the quality and regulatory for medical devices. Sir was an invited speaker and delivered many lectures on the quality and regulatory aspects of medical devices. Sir has published 100 plus articles in various reputed national and international journals. To his credit, he filed 2 patents in formulations and research. He was a recognized reviewer by the journal Talanta at Elsevier. He was an approved PhD supervisor for JNTU Kakinada. He was nominated by CPCSCA as a link nominee in IAEC committee of Geetham University, Visakhapatnam. And he was an academic member at the Athens Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Greece. He worked as academician from 2006 to 2013 at various levels and assistant manager at Cipra Labs Limited in corporate quality assurance department from 2013 to 2019, head of QA and RA at BioFact Research Private Limited, Visakhapatnam from 2019 to 2021. In 22, established a startup company Resisco Global Regulatory Consultants, and currently working as a CEO of this company. And apart from this, he's currently working as a manager QA and RA at Sardhir Srivastava Innovations Private Limited, Gurgaon. And sir, I'm handing over the session to Dr. Shrikant Nama, sir.
Yes.
Sir, good morning,
Okay.
Srikant sir. This is
Good morning.
Mamta.
Good morning, madam.
I means on behalf of
It's great.
e-FDP,
Please.
I welcome you once again, sir, to this session. And I say thanks to Shivajyoti madam. She said that she knows you and we are glad to
He
have
is
you,
my
sir, in this
classmate.
session.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
So,
sir. Proceed.
could you please help me in sharing my PPT, because I had some issue with my,
Yeah, Shivajyoti
Zoom
madam
link.
can share it.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
No, we can move the slides so that I'll take the session.
Okay, sir.
Mhm.
Mute. Huh?
Hello.
Second, sir. Is it
Okay.
visible, sir? Is it visible?
Okay, okay. It's fine.
Fine.
Okay.
First slide.
Yeah, start with the. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. You can start the session, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to, express my deep sense of gratitude to the, Sarojini Ramlama College of Pharmacy for giving this opportunity uh, as a part of, this today's faculty development program as a speaker to talk on this emerging innovations and breakthroughs in the pharmaceutical industry. And also, good morning, everyone. And it's truly an honor to be here today and speaking to different distinguished group of pharmaceutical faculties. Okay, and I hope this session will going to be a meaningful discussions and about exciting advancement shaping on our pharmaceutical industry. And coming to the today's topic, emerging innovations and breakthroughs in the pharmaceutical industry, as we all know that pharmaceutical industry is at the forefront of the innovation, and science and technology are its driving forces. And there are a lot of groundbreaking therapies to transformative technologies. The landscape is evolving very rapidly. So there is a gap in between the academia and the industry. So in the implementation of this latest technologies and latest advancements happening in the science and technology, so it is the platform that would be helpful for you to know about the emerging innovations and what are all the latest advancements happening in the field of pharmaceutical sciences and emerging innovations and breakthroughs. So innovation, nothing but it is the kind of creating something new. It may be a process or system or procedure or method or anything that can be created new for the development of something which is essential for the society. And also a lot of breakthroughs are happened. Breakthroughs means like there is a sudden rise in the advancements in the technology, science and technology is happened in the last 1 decade in the especially in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, to meet the requirements of global needs. Yeah, please go to the next slide.
Sir, as it is a PP, that is a PDF, we are on move ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ madam? 1 second. Yes.
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 So the industry is lot of revolutions are seen in the last 50 decades or 70 decades in the especially in the pharmacy field, because the pharmacy profession not new for our country. It's been there from the since pre-independence. It is 80 years old industry. From the 80 years, pharmaceutical industry is struggling and moving and implementing the latest science and technology in the especially in the drug manufacturing, not only in the drug manufacturing and also drug discovery and development, manufacturing, and also the distribution of the medicines also very important in the pharmaceutical industry. So the lot of things are happening in the pharmaceutical field. So there is a gradual revolution has been seen in the pharmaceutical industry. Let us see here. As you know that industry is evolved from the industry 1 to industry 4. Now we are in the era of industry 4, where we'll be utilizing the tools, the digital tools and AI tools for the manufacturing of different products. So the industry one started like, early in the 1784, because like those days there is no kind of energy to, manufacture a particular product. So as you know that to manufacture a particular product, we need to have some kind of energy. Now we'll be having electrical energy, so that electrical energy can be utilized for the making of different products. But in those days, there is no electrical energy. In 1784, only like, it is the kind of mechanical energy is available. So that mechanical energy will be used to manufacturing of different products like, steel, especially steel, and also like automotive products, automotive steel. All these products are manufactured by using the steam. Steam power will be used. So here the first steam engine was discovered in that time, during like 17th century. So that steam engine, the steam engine, first of all, it is generally used for the for the the pumping of water and all those things. And the mechanism of that steam engine has been changed after a later time. So then it will be used for industrial purposes. So then by that steam engine, the steam will be used as a energy of source of energy for the manufacturing of the products. Okay, so the steam energy will be used for the making of products. And industry 2, here electrification. So when the electrification, when the electricity has been discovered, and when we have started using this electricity as a source of energy for the manufacturing of products, and industry is adapted. So the products are being manufactured in a mass level. Mass production has been started, and they have established different assembly lines and manufacturing lines for the manufacturing of different products. Here, the electrical energy will be used for the manufacturing of the product. Industry 2. And the first industry 1 is that we will be using mechanical energy, and industry 2, they have used the electrical energy for the manufacturing of the products. And industry 3 is completely in it is in 90s. Industry, the automation has been takes place in the processes, because the computers, the high power and super power computers are discovered, and these computers has been used for the automating the processes. And also along with that, electronics also discovered. So due to this, and HMI, PLC, this kind of interfaces has been discovered. So there is a little bit automation in the processes, so that the manufacturing process are driven by this automation in the industry 3. And industry 4 now is today in 20th century, and we are in the industry like 4, where we'll be using different technologies like internet of things, the first internet of things, and artificial intelligence and machine learning, and the cyber security, blockchain technology. And completely the whole industry is transformed into the digitalization. Digitalization leads to minimizing the cost, and fast track the processes. And it will help us to enable the products to the end users in a less time. So these are the advantages of industry 4, because in India, as you know, that everything is there in India. So technologies also is there, because, and also like we are little bit hesitant, and we are little bit, not little bit, we are very slow in the implementation of these latest technologies. As you know that like in pharma industry also, many of the companies till now, they haven't implemented this kind of novel approaches and novel technologies in their operations, manufacturing operations. Very few companies have adopted, especially the technology implementation started from USA. So those people already been implemented all these technologies in their regular manufacturing processes to improve the production efficiency. So in India, it taking time. So our people also started slowly implementing these technologies, okay, through digitalization. So there are the, so now we are at industry 4, and completely the processes are digitalized and driven by the automation. Yes. And the role of science and technology in pharma. So actually, the science and technology is a kind of science and technology, nothing but it provides some tools to develop something that is called as science and technology. So through this science and technology, we can able to discover novel molecules. It will be helpful in the drug discovery and development. So the advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, it fast track the identification of drug candidates, that is lead molecule identification. So lead molecule identification, this is the first step in the drug discovery and development. So artificial intelligence and machine learning, it is a novel tool that will be helpful for us for the identification of these drug candidates, and also computational tools and modeling to help the predict the drug behavior, reducing the need of extensive trials. So that there is a hello, yeah, computational tools and modeling help predict the drug behavior. So like, there is a tool that is called as predictive analytics. Through predictive analytics, we can able to predict the behavior of the molecule or drug, so that we can reduce the need for the extensive trials instead of wasting the time on the you know spending more time on the conducting of clinical trials and spending money and time. So instead of that, by using this ALML, artificial intelligence and machine learning, so that we can predict the drug behavior, the behavior of the lead molecule, and also the personalized medicines. So here, this is one of the latest technology in the pharmaceutical era. So here, genomics and precision medicine used patient-specific data to develop tailored treatment. So here the treatment will be given like as per the patient requirements. So it is a kind of patient specific treatment. So the treatment is tailor made, and the treatment is given to the patient very specific to that particular patient. So here the genomics and precision medicine will be help us to give the patient specific medicine to the patient. So genomics means here, like, the gene sequence, we have to identify the gene sequence so that we can identify the defective gene which causes the disease to the patient, so that we will repair and, replace that gene. Okay. So that, the disease will be cured. And also the technologies like, CRISPR enables gene editing and addressing diseases through root causes. So there is a latest technology that is called as CRISPR. CRISPR means like it is a kind of technology which uses gRNA to locate a specific DNA sequence. A specific DNA sequence. So CRISPR means like clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. So it is a kind of groundbreaking technology that allows the scientist to make a precise changes to the DNA, so that will be helpful for the treatment of various diseases. So the CRISPR will be used in especially gene therapy, and also like drug discovery, cancer treatment, and also management of infectious diseases and clinical trials. So that here digital tools and wearable devices allow for real-time patient monitoring. So that here, like, everybody using now wearable devices or smartwatches are the wearable devices. Through wearable devices, we can monitor the pulse rate, the body temperature, okay, and SpO2. Okay, so all these patient-related parameters will be monitored using wearable devices. So that in clinical trials also, these wearable devices will be help us to to monitoring of the patient. And decentralized trials using telemedicine improve the access and reducing the cost. Okay, it is not centralized. Decentralized means patient will be there at different locations of the clinical sites. So where the clinical study is being conducted using this telemedicine, and the study will be conducted. So the studies are called as decentralized trials. Centralized trials and decentralized trials. So there are two types of clinical trials. So this in the decentralized trials will be using telemedicine, which will be helpful to improve the access and reduce the costs. And manufacturing and quality control. So robotics and automation enhance the production efficiency and consistency. So robotics also into the picture now. The robots also being used in the, especially in the logistics, in the packing and transport. Okay, it leads to the automation of the processes and production efficiency and consistency. And continuous manufacturing processes. Okay, so continuously the manufacturing will be happened. The process has been established to manufacture the product continuously. It help us to reduce the waste and improve the scalability of the product. And the smart drug delivery system, so 3D printing technologies also nowadays emerging, and that will be enable us to for the targeted drug deliveries, improving the efficacy and reducing the side effects. And the smart fields and the wearable injectors provide controlled and patient-friendly options. So by using this 3D printing technologies, see, 3D printing nothing but it is the layered approach. Here, the formulation will be made, okay, by means of a layers. Okay, so there is a 3D printing machine where we'll give the design of expected the design of the formulation that we are expecting, and so that here the 3D printing machine will make the a product, a formulation in different layers. So here in one layer we can load one drug molecule, and another layer we can load another molecule, so that this will be helpful for the targeted drug delivery purpose. And data driven decision making. So here the big data analytics, it provides the trends or insights about the disease trends and treatment effectiveness and market needs. And also the blockchain technologies. So this blockchain technology ensures the secure transportation of the products, and also data. It secure the data. And this, especially the blockchain technology in pharma, is implemented in the supply chain management, where so the entire transport process from the delivery of the product from the warehouse to the patient, the distributor or wholesaler, whoever it may be, that will be entirely tracked and monitored by the blockchain technology, so that we can prevent the counterfeiting of the drugs. And fighting pandemics and global health crisis. So here, since the science-driven innovations like mRNA vaccines are revolutionized in the to the in the during COVID-19 time, and also AI-driven simulations helps model outbreak scenarios and guide public health decisions. So that here during pandemic time, we have faced a lot of issues due to the unavailability of the right medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. So that we have started repurposing of the medicine. So we have discovered some vaccines to to prevent, to respond against to the COVID-19, and enhancing sustainability. So these are the role of science and technology in pharma. So the technology is required for the drug development, discovery and development, and also patient-centric technology like personalized medicines, okay, and like telemedicine, all those things. And also this science and technology helpful in the clinical trials, manufacturing, and also the distribution cycle, and the taking some informed decisions and strategic planning. We need to have big data analytics in the pharmaceutical manufacturing. Yeah. So please go to the next slide. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
One
please.
second. రావట్లేదా మేడం? Yes. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, visible. Yeah. So importance of innovation in the pharmaceutical industry. So innovation, already told that it's a process of kind of process that will be used to discover something new. Okay, so here the innovation is for better treatment, cure of the disease, and faster drug development and improved patient care is very important, and cost savings, so to reduce the cost, and also addressing global health challenges and improvements and sustainability and environmental benefits. So that here by innovation, we can discover new drugs and new therapies, okay, and improving the treatment options and providing various treatment options for the treatment of various diseases. And also the better treatment are required nowadays, the life threatening devices for the 2020, the 20th century is the cancer and also heart diseases, obesity, and all these and genetic disorders. All these things are the diseases of the 20th century. So we need some better treatment and cures for this. So the innovation is required, so the idea is required, so that we can discover something for the treatment of all these diseases, and fast track of the drug development. So here the traditional drug development process is very slow and time consuming, and also the and cost effective. So the current requirement is to have to fast track the drug development. And as you know that the discovery will take around, to discover a new molecule, it takes about around 20 to 25 years. So that nowadays in the current generation, we need immediate treatments, immediate therapies for the newer diseases, so that we have to fast track the drug development, so that we can enable the new drug molecule to the patients. So advanced tools the artificial intelligence and machine learning and automation of the processes leads to the fast tracking the drug development. Here the main in the drug development is main issue is the clinical trial of the the molecule, so that we have to implement these technologies, artificial intelligence and machine learning, in the clinical trial, so that the drug development processes, the time required for the drug development is lessen, and we can deliver the products, okay, as soon as possible to the market. And improved patient care, so that here patient care means patient centric technologies, already I mentioned. The personalized medicines, the patient specific medicines are designed to offer the treatments, because the tailor made treatments are given based on the individual needs to improve the patient care. And cost saving, so that by using all these emerging technologies, we can reduce the production cost and making medicines are more affordable, and addressing global health challenges. So the innovation help, because the pandemic has that we have seen, that COVID-19 pandemic, so that the innovations are required to help combat pandemics and antimicrobial resistance. This is the one of the major problem, and those are the people who are using antibiotics, they develop antimicrobial resistance after a period of some time. So these are the challenges that we are uh, noticed, and neglected tropical diseases, so that they improve access to life-saving treatments in low resource settings. So that technologies, whatever the technology we have discussed, AAML and personalized medicine, blockchain technology. So all these technologies are, help us to combat the pandemics and also antimicrobial resistance. Regulatory and safety improvements, so that advanced technologies, so that whenever you implement this advanced technology, you should be comply with the regulations of respective regulatory body, so that the compliance will be ensured, okay, in terms of drug safety and quality. And also we have to consider the environmental impact, green chemistry, so that we have to establish the practices in the drug development and reduce the environmental impact. Yeah, please go to the next slide. Yes. So here I wanted to emphasize the difference between the science and technology and innovation. So we have many times I have used during the discussion now that science and technology and innovation. Science and technology is the kind of knowledge creation and providing some problem solving tools. And innovation means like, delivering value through practical application and the kind of idea and is a kind of process, okay, to creating something new that will be helpful for the deployment and commercialization and scaling of the products. And the expected outcome is based on science and technology, like, new theories, tools, and techniques have been developed. And here, through innovation and new products and new business models are coming to the picture. And science and technology, like, here one example I have given that CRISPR is the DNA technology for gene editing. That is the science and technology that will be, and developing gene therapies to cure rare diseases. So this technology, CRISPR technology, used for the gene editing. Okay, so is the part of gene therapy to treat the cure the rare diseases. So science and technology is a kind of driving innovation by providing tools and discoveries. The science and technology is a kind of driving innovation, providing tools and discoveries. And innovation means it leverages the science and technology to create the practical solution. So here, the science and technology, that DNA technology, CRISPR technology for the gene editing, that will be leveraged, okay, to create the gene therapies to cure rare diseases. So this is the, the difference between the science and technology and innovation. So science and technology provide some tools. The tools will be leveraged by the innovation to develop new things for the treatment of various diseases. And okay, next slide, ma'am. Yeah, already discussed. Next slide, ma'am.
Next motion.
Yeah. So the challenges. So far we have discussed the latest technologies, what we have, emerging, what are emerging in the pharmaceutical industry, and what are the challenge actually faced by the pharma industry. Is the major challenge that has been faced by the pharma industry is regulatory compliance, so that to comply with the requirements of the regulatory body. So as you know that the US FDA has got their own regulatory body, US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, European Medical Agency, that is the European regulatory body, and also some of the standard guidelines are available to manufacture a product. That is, those guidelines are ISO standards. So these requires either the guidelines and regulatory guidelines and standards are required for the companies to meet high standards for the safety, efficacy, and quality. And also the major expectations of the regulatory bodies is to maintain current good manufacturing practices in the manufacturing of the products, as well as the good laboratory practices where you are performing basic research like preclinical studies. We have to maintain the good laboratory practices. And also, while you are conducting the clinical study, you should comply with the good clinical practices, GCP guidelines. So the regulatory compliance playing very important role. Okay. So this is the major challenge faced by the industry. So whenever they are non-compliant with these regulations, it leads to the, product recall, and also like, uh, imposing fines by the regulatory body, and also reputational damage. So not only money. See, whenever the 483 is issued by the FDA, immediately the share price of that particular company will come down, and not only financial loss, and also the reputation of the company also in trouble due to because of non-compliance with the regulatory requirements. So that the pharma company should take the regulatory compliance as a serious concern, and they had to establish the compliance with that of all these regulations wherever they intend to place their product, which market they wanted to place the product. So if in India, like, our regulatory body is CDSCO, so whereas like in other countries also, they have their own regulatory bodies to regulate the different products. and also high R&D cost. So R&D cost means already traditional R&D processes are very slow, time consuming, and also, you know, it becoming, the problem for the pharma companies to spend a lot of money for the R&D. So the average cost of bringing new product into the market exceed 2 billion due to extensive research. So in the pharma, because it is a drug, the pharmaceuticals are used by the patients, human beings, so that had to the pharmaceutical companies should pay proper attention in the manufacturing of these products. They had to perform extensive testing in terms of to ensure the safety, efficacy, and quality of the drug products. So they have to, for that they have to conduct the extensive research. The research start from during the drug discovery and development. So identification of the lead molecule, it takes some, they have to invest money for the identification, because traditional approach, because in the traditional approach they had to test vigorously, and also sometimes they will go trial and error method to optimize the lead. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. So it increases the R&D cost. So when you are using this advanced technology, artificial intelligence and machine learning, it will be, the helpful for the pharma manufacturer to cut down the cost, R&D cost, by using this AI, genomics, and personalized medicine increases outright cost. Many drug candidates file drug development further, driving up overall cost. So due to this, we don't know what happens during the drug discovery and development. Sometimes, for example, if you are developing around 5,000 molecules, among which in 5,000 molecules, 5 molecules only passes through the preclinical testing, animal testing, and only out of 5, only one product may pass through the human testing, like nothing but clinical trials, and it reaches to the market. That is the percentage of molecules reach to the market after spending a lot of time and money on the R&D. So these are the one of the problem majorly faced by the pharmaceutical companies, and lengthy development cycles. So on average, the drug development, the timeline is 10 to 15 years, including preclinical, clinical, and regulatory approvals. Not only the extensive testing, and also it requires compliance with the good, current good manufacturing practices, so that they have to get the regulatory approvals. It includes submission of applications, audits, and finally going through the regulatory approval. So whenever there is a delay in the trials, and patient recruitment and regulatory reviews can significantly impact to the time to the market. So it prolongs the time to the development of the product. And market competition nowadays, the pays competition from the generic manufacturers once the patent expires. Okay, so as you know that India is the hub for the generic product manufacturing, and because we are very low at innovation, because everybody is making generic products, and most of the manufacturers are generic manufacturers, and there is a they are less focusing on these innovations. Pressure to innovate while maintaining the cost efficiency to compete with the established and emerging players. So whenever they are into the innovation, whenever they are developing the new products as per the patient needs or global market needs, then only they are into the market competition. So there is a, first of all, there is a competition from the generic manufacturers, because everybody is manufacturing the products after the patent expiry, and people are very less focused on this innovation. Innovation means developing new products by implementing the latest science and technology. This is the one of the problem issued by the pharma industry. And access and affordability. So the first, as a manufacturer, the first important thing they have to consider while manufacturing the pharmaceutical products are access to the patient, and affordability. Whatever the medicines that they are making or manufacturing, that should be affordable, that that should be available to the patient at affordable price. So they have to maintain the the balance in between the R&D investments and ensuring the medications remain affordable for the patients. So this is the biggest challenge for the pharma industry. And ma'am, please go to the next slide, ma'am. And also supply chain complexities. Supply chain complexities means global supply chains means importing of raw materials and also the production, distribution, where maintaining quality and avoiding disruptions. So risk include reliance on specific regions, APS from India and China, and geopolitical issues. So always that supply chain is very important because the raw materials are that we are importing from other countries, especially majorly from China. So that the supply chain, it includes means import of raw material for the production and also distribution, and also at the same time you have to maintain the quality and also avoiding the disruptions in the supply chain. So that we have to manage the global supply chain. It is one of the major hurdle for the pharmaceutical manufacturers. And technological adoption, implementing and integrating the technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, automation requires a significant investment and training and time. So see, technology adaptation is okay. At the same time, we need to have a resources, human resources, and experience and trained and skilled manpower to drive or to implement these technologies. And also, they have to be trained properly to implement these newer technologies. So that implementing and integrating advanced technologies requires significant investment. It is a cost of our activity, so that it requires investment and also time to train the people and also establishing these processes into the manufacturing process. And also, one thing is noticed that resistance to change. We don't change easily in the pharma manufacturer. They don't adopt the things easily. They are a little bit resistant to the change, and cyber security threats further complicate the technology adoption. So wherever the technology is there, but we are adopting at the same time, there is a threat, cyber security threats. The hackers can hack the information through phishing activity, so that there is always threat. Wherever there is a science and technology, always threat with the cyber hackers. So pandemics and emerging health threats, unpredictable health crisis that COVID-19 demand rapid responses and straining resources and R&D capabilities. So that pandemics means we should have a readiness to act against the pandemics. So we need to act immediately, and also have to allocate and gather the resources, and we have to maintain the required amount of R&D capabilities to fight with the pandemics. And ethical and social considerations. So here also we have to maintain the balances in you know uh, patient and also the concerns about the data privacy. So we have to data will be well secured as per the data guidelines of the respective country, and also clinical trial ethics. So there is a ethics committee, okay, for the conducting of clinical trials. We have to get the permission from the ethics committee to conduct a clinical trial, and also equitable access to the medicine. So ethical and social consideration we have to follow. This is the one of the major challenge for the pharmaceutical manufacturers. And environmental sustainability means like management of waste to protect the environment. That is called as environmental sustainability. Means we have to reduce the environmental impact of the pharmaceutical production processes. Maybe like the waste coming out from the industry or company emissions, and energy consumptions. All these things are headache or hurdle for the pharmaceutical manufacturers to meet the sustainability goals. And also it adds the financial and operational burdens for the pharmaceutical manufacturers. So that these are the challenges we have. So we have discussed about the science and technology and innovations what we have, and advantages. And also now we are discussed on the challenges what we have. Then we'll go for how to address the challenges. How to address the challenges. So the first step in the pharmaceutical, the drug product life cycle. So as you know that the drug product life, ma'am, please go to the next slide, ma'am. So drug product life cycle. So there are different phases in the drug product life cycle. Start from the drug discovery development to the the sales and distribution of the product. And here first thing is we have to streamline the drug discovery and development by using the advanced technologies like artificial and machine learning. Through this we can accelerate the drug discovery process, and it reduces the cost of the product and also time for the drug discovery. And also we can use the tool that high throughput screening, and it quickly access and quickly scan thousands of compounds and speeding up the preclinical stage. And improving the R&D efficiency means the virtual simulations, that in silico models, computerized models to simulate the drug interactions, and also reducing the reliance on physical experiments. And also, like we have to use the real world data. Real world data means the available clinical data in the market, not only the the competitor product, and the whatever the clinical data available across the globe, the clinical data will be collected. Real world data means the how the patient uh, feels after taking the medicine. Means like is there any adverse event have been seen in the patient, and is there any death of the patient was happened. So that the data will be collected, real world data, the safety, quality, and efficacy data of the drug molecule will be collected. That will be helpful, okay, to reduce the timeline and conducting of the clinical trials, and enhancing the clinical trials, so that we can use wearable devices and Internet of Things, IoTs, for the enhancing the efficiency of the clinical trials. And also the new concept is decentralized clinical trials, so that here we can use telemedicine and digital platforms, okay, to recruit the participants, and also it reduce the delay of the conducting of the clinical study, and reducing manufacturing cost and enhancing the quality. So here we have the continuous manufacturing, and also automation and robotics. Always robotic automation process, you know uh, it reduces the human error and improve the efficiency of the process. And blockchain technology especially used in supply chain management, so to ensure the transparency and traceability. Transparency means like to identify which batch of the product that you are delivering to the customer, and also traceability. So based on the batch number, we can able to trace out where it is available, and also we can track the whole process using IoT, Internet of Things. So these are the scientific, the technology and scientific breakthroughs that will be helpful to address the challenges faced by the pharmaceutical industry. And also, next slide, ma'am. Ensuring compliance with the regulations means here AI-driven systems are there to ensure the adherence with the complex regulation, because nowadays the people are building the AI platforms for the regulatory compliance. So the AI platform itself designed, okay, that will be helpful for the manufacturer to to adhere with the complex regulations, to understand the regulations of the particular country, so that the manufacturer can ensure the compliance. And also maintaining electronic batch records. So whatever the records they have, batch records, so the GMP documentation, whole GMP documentation, they will be digitalized and maintaining a server of that organization. Enhancing access and affordability, okay. So here provide the affordable alternatives to expensive biologics. Biologics, always it is the, biologics is the expensive product, so that biosimilars and biobetters, which provide the affordable alternatives to the biologics. And also AI driven pricing models. And here by using AI, so we can optimize the drug pricing strategies to balance the profitability and affordability, and improving patient outcomes with the precision medicines. So here using genomics and big data and 3D printing, we can design the patient-specific or patient-centric medicines to treat the rare diseases, mitigating supply chain disruptions, the predictive analytics, and digital supply chain. So that here the blockchain technology will be used, and also the AI-based means process optimization to track the real-time tracking of the consignment, and addressing environmental sustainability. So green chemistry, this is the kind of eco-friendly processes for the drug synthesis and reducing the environmental impact. So these are all the some, the solutions for the, the problem that we have discussed. These are all the some of the solutions. Yeah. Ma'am, please go to the next slide. The key drivers of the innovation, what triggers the innovation in the pharmaceutical industry, what are the driving force behind the innovation in the pharmaceutical industry is growing healthcare demands. So healthcare demands are increased day by day, and also aging pollution, because the people who are at a 60 plus, the aging population is more, so that there is a need to produce the, the required number of medicines to meet the patient needs. So that and also at the same time, disease prevalence also more, like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and cancer and obesity. These are the, major life threatening diseases in the 20th century. So that so the healthcare needs are increased. At the same time, healthcare demands are increased with that of aging population. So that higher demand for innovative treatment, patient care, and also long-term healthcare solutions. Advances in the technology. So these are the technologies, latest technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data analytics, 3D printing, and regulatory changes and global collaborations. So we have to be comply with the, changes in the regulatory body, so that the product will be, meet the requirement of the regulatory requirements. So whatever the changes in the regulatory requirements, that will be, keep monitored, and then that will be implemented and be comply with the regulatory changes. And whenever there is a regulatory change, whenever there is a regulatory change, immediately we have to adopt it, because we have to ensure the compliance, so that it drive the innovation, it drive the change, some change in the either a process, either in the whatever the system, the PMS that you have established, and also, in the manufacturing process or labeling, anything that change will happen, so that it triggers the innovation. And focus on precision medicine and patient centric medicine. So it means patient centric means patient specific medicine, personalized treatments by changing the gene and based on the environmental and lifestyle factors, considering the environmental and lifestyle process. So shift from one size fits to all. So one size never fits to all. So that here, by this approach, the patient centric, so we are targeting targeted approaches, improving the outcome and reducing the side effects of the drugs. So the patient centric care is the technology where, we are designing patient personalized treatments based on the genetic, environmental, as well as the considering the lifestyle. Okay. Next slide, ma'am. So these are the emerging technologies in the pharma, many times, have been talked about artificial intelligence and big data and analytics, blockchain technology, and digital therapeutics, curative therapies, and IoT integration, precision medicine, real world data, extended reality, additive manufacturing, organs on chips, and flexible manufacturing. Let's see what are all these. And AI means artificial intelligence. So the intelligence, human intelligence, is created by means of a computer systems that perform various tasks that normally requires human intelligence. Ma'am, please go to the next slide, ma'am. So here, artificial intelligence, the name itself implies that, the intelligence, the memory is artificial. The memory is artificial. So is the simulation of human intelligence. So it mimic the human intelligence processes by the machines. So we'll use the, the powerful machines, especially the computer systems, okay, for, perform various tasks that normally require human intelligence. So here, who will perform the task? So as a human being, I perform my tasks based on my human intelligence. So here in the artificial intelligence, okay, the missions like computer system will perform the tasks. The computer system perform the task as normally require human intelligence. So the difference is the missions will, think and perform the task, and general intelligence, the human being, like we have, like the intelligence, human intelligence to perform the tasks. In the same way, artificial intelligence has the ability to perform the tasks. Okay, is the kind of simulation of human intelligence by the machines, computer systems. Okay, so we have, like, the popular AI tools like Amazon AI is there, and IBM Watson Assistant, Microsoft Cognitive Services, Google AI now, Gemini. Gemini is the now Google AI tool will be there. Okay, so these are all the tools generally helpful for the various purposes based on the domain or industry that you are working. Okay, so based on that you have to use, and especially in while now in the current topic, the AI will be helpful in the drug discovery and development to identify the potential candidate for the discovery. Then AI in pharma. Next slide now. So here, design of drug structures and processing of the process of the drug development, selection of the patient, right candidate for the clinical trial. So it minimizes the time for the conducting of the clinical trial, and monitoring of the drug performance, identification of the appropriate doses, dose calculation, and many other areas. The AI will be helpful. So let us see in this slide, finding patterns in the enormous data sets, faster discovery and the development of new drugs. AI can help in patient matching and clinical trials, vaccine design and development, and drug repurposing. So the main purpose of AI is, that will be used in the drug discovery and development to identify the potential drug candidate, and also the AI will be helpful for the identification of right candidate to participate in the clinical trial. So it minimizes the time to conduct the clinical trial, and also it will be helpful to monitor the drug performance and uh, uh, identification of the doses of the drug. And in many areas, the AI will be used in the pharmaceutical industry. Let's see next slide, ma'am. Next slide, ma'am. So whereas when compared to the traditional methods, AI analyze the vast data sets to identify the drug candidates. So AI nothing but, like, AI based on the data which is available in online, the data available in the literature, the data is available in the published articles, and the data available in the newspaper. So whatever the data, so the AI works on based on the data set. The AI works on based on the data set, and it analyze the data set to identify and to analyze of analyze the data set to identify the drug candidate for the clinical trials. And machine learning generate new molecular structures optimized for the specific targets. So by this we can reduce the cost and risk. And so here, AlphaFold predict protein structure. The tools like AlphaFold, it predict the protein structures to assist in the drug design. And clinical trial optimization. So already I mentioned that the clinical trials AI will be helpful, uh, electronic batch records and real world data, and ensuring the faster recruitment of the subject in the clinical study. And predictive analytics means ML predict the patient responses and trial outcome, helping optimizing the trial design. So based on the patient response and trial outcome, it will be helpful to design the clinical trial, and it reduces the cost and also the time, and it streamline the processes by identifying the patterns in the historical data, reducing the trial duration. So here the cost and time will be reduced. And personalized medicine, already I told that patient specific, individual patient specific medicine. And by considering the genetic, environmental, and lifestyle data. And here the machine learning identify the biomarkers that predict the patient response to the drugs, how the patient responds to that particular drug. The machine learning will be identified. Okay, and also the wearables, IoTs devices will be generally used to collect the data for tailoring treatments dynamically. So then supply chain management means, like, the uninterrupted supply chain is very important, so that AI ensure uninterrupted production by identifying the potential equipment failures, and also robotic and artificial intelligence optimize the manufacturing process, improve the efficiency, and also reduce the manual errors. So if the same task is performed by the human, there might be some errors. If robots are involved, artificial intelligence in place, so that it optimize the manufacturing processes and improving the efficiency. And the supply chain optimization, so predictive analysis, through predictive analysis they predict the disruptions in the supply chain and ensuring the seamless operations. And also regulatory compliance means there is a tool that automates the compliance process, and reducing the manual workload, and also ensuring the adherence with the evolving latest regulatory guidelines. So this is about the AI ML applications: one, drug discovery and development, clinical trials, and personalized medicine, and also supply chain manufacturing. Let us come to next slide: data analytics. Yes, ma'am. Data analytics. So here, data analytics. So the artificial intelligence based on the data sets. So the data will be collected from the different sources. Already I have mentioned, from the literature, published articles, newspaper, wherever it is globally, the data will be collected, and that once the data will be collected and the data will be analyzed, and cleaned in a proper way and formatted, and that particular data will be used, okay, for taking decisions, informed decisions, and for the strategic planning. That is called as data analytics. So data analytics is the sub part of the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence works based on the data available online. So it's a kind of artificial intelligence, it's not human intelligence. So artificial intelligence, nothing but a data set. So here the data is information in raw format. So first we will collect the raw data from the different sources. So then we had to inspect it, check the quality of the data that we have obtained, then clean it, and format it, means transforming the data in a suitable format, and model the data with the goal of finding useful information and making conclusion and supporting decision making. This process is known as big data analytics. So once collect the data, inspect the data, clean the data, format it, transforming it into suitable form, and design the model, means it is called as algorithm design. The algorithm will be designed, okay, based on the goal that you have, that you wanted to achieve, so based on that, we have to model the data, train the data. Once you train the data, then you execute it. Based on that, we can take the decisions. The data will give the information. The data will give the information. Based on that, we can take the informed decisions about that particular process or system, anything. So here there are different steps in the deployment, then business understanding, data exploration, data preparation, data modeling, and data evaluation. These are the different steps in the data analytics. So artificial intelligence, nothing but it is not a uh, big thing. It is a kind of data sets works. And if you analyze the data sets by means of algorithm, we need to have a algorithm to analyze the data set. So the algorithm will be trained how to analyze the data set. So the AI works based on the trained algorithm. Okay. Yeah, please go to the next slide, ma'am. So real world evidence and drug efficacy. So real world evidence means like the clinical data. The clinical data, what is available in the market. The patient data means like electronic health records. The EHRs are maintained in the hospital by the healthcare professionals, and also the insurance claim data, and the data from the literature. For example, you are conducting a clinical study. Thus, for the same molecule, somebody already conducted the clinical study. So that gather those data so that we can able to collect the the data related to your clinical trial and the data related to your molecule, because the data is available online. So collect it. So collection of real world evidence. Collection of real world evidence from the sources like EHRs, insurance claims, and also wearable devices. Wearable devices means patient tracking to evaluate how the drugs are performing outside control clinical trials. And post-market surveillance, it is a major important activity after marketing the product. Like, we had to supervise the the performance of the drug molecule. It's within a particular set of population, how it is acting on the patient. It is the responsibility of the manufacturer to supervise the performance of the molecule on the patient. And faster decision making for the based on this data, so the pharma companies can take the decisions. Okay, and also they can fix the prices, and also the labeling also can be done based on this real world data. And also patient data management. So big data platforms integrate patient information from the multiple sources. That the data will be collected, that will be maintained in a single repository. Generally that data will be maintained in the single repository, means in a server. And also, like, sometimes we used to maintain the data in the GitHub is the repository where we'll put all the data safely. And personalized care and privacy and security. Personalized care means like this analytics identify the patient data, means collect their habits and their different health conditions. The patient data will be collected, and they will analyze the data. Then they can come to know the the patterns in the data of the patient. Then it will be helpful for the customization of the treatment. Yes, ma'am. Clinical trials, patient recruitment. So big data will be helpful for the patient recruitment. Okay. Eligible patients. So not everybody is a part of a clinical trial. Only identified eligible participants for the based on the previous medical history of the patient as well as the demography data of the patient will be considered, so that it will be helpful, immediate and faster recruitment of the patient during the clinical trial monitoring, so that the based on the big data, so track the patient adherence and outcome of the real time to adjust the trial protocol dynamically, so that the any changes in the the study protocol, the while performing the clinical trial, that will be adjusted as soon as that you have initiated. So the study will be conducted in a smoother way without any hurdles. And outcome prediction, predict the potential success or failure of the trial. So outcome prediction also can be done based on the data available, supply chain and market analytics, and predicting the demand and market disruptions, means the the supply chain. The big data and analytics enable the pharma industry to harness the real world insights and manage the patient data effectively. So it is related to the patient data by turning complex data sets into the actionable intelligence, so that we have to collect the data, and data sets will be prepared, and the data sets will be converted into actionable intelligence. These technologies drive innovation in the drug development, clinical trial, patient care, and also operational efficiency. Next thing is blockchain technology. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. So blockchain is not new to us, it's almost 1 decade old technology. So blockchain technology is generally used in the cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency now, this technology also implemented in the pharmaceutical supply chain management, to track the product, and also to ensure that data discrepancy, analytical data in inconsistency and incorrectness, inefficient supply chain, increased customer demand, time delay in research and development, falsified and bogus drug production. These are the problems are issued by the pharmaceutical sector, by the manufacturers. One, data discrepancy means there is no uniformity in the data, bias in the data, analytical data inconsistency and incorrectness. So the data is not consistent and correct, and inefficient supply chain also not properly established, and increase the customer demand, and time delay in the research development, falsified and bogus drug production. These are the problems are faced. And how you can overcome by this blockchain technology: authenticate and safe drug verification, authenticate and safe drug verification, and supply chain monitoring, tracking of the product, data quality and reliability confirmation. And also by blockchain we can maintain the inventory, stock maintenance, and improved clinical trials, so that we can meet the the customer demand, and also customer awareness and satisfaction. So here, let us see in the supply chain blockchain, here raw material supplier, then it comes to the drug manufacturer, then third party logistics, and then it moves to the wholesaler, then retailer, and finally reach to the patient. This total process is optimized by, controlled by blockchain technology. Next, ma'am. So here, the first thing is in the blockchain technology to secure the data security and privacy, and transparency in the supply chain means we can track the product, supply chain, entire tracking of the supply chain, real-time tracking, and prevention of counterfeit prevention. Finally, by this, we can achieve the regulatory compliance. And also the blockchain technology helpful in the clinical trials means data security purpose, in ensuring the transparency and data manipulation, preventing the data manipulation, and payments and transactions. So whenever you are making the payments, so that can be done through the blockchain technology, so that it will minimize the errors in the payments. And benefits of the blockchain technology in pharma, so the trust will be enhanced, and reducing the cost and faster processes. So these are the, and ma'am, next slide, ma'am. Digital therapeutics. Digital therapeutics means kind of we'll use some the software applications, the programs that treat, manage, and prevent a disease or disorder. Okay, so here the therapeutics are driven by the high quality software programs, applications, apps will be used to treat the, manage, or prevent a disease or disorder. So this is the kind of digital therapeutics. Next slide, ma'am. So here the mobile application will be used for the chronic disease management, like whatever the mobile application, the software that provide the personalized tools to help the patients to manage chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and asthma. And also features include medication reminders. So for example, the older patients, they are not able to remember at what time they have to take the medicine. So that by using this digital application, digital therapeutics, the application itself remind the patient to take the medication at that particular time. Okay, so that the doses can be maintained. So diet tracking and also activity monitoring and real-time monitoring, whatever the applications, that software applications that collect the data from the devices, wearable devices, enabling continuous tracking of the health metrics. So wearable devices, whatever the smart watches that you are wearing, that blood glucose, blood sugar, and also heart rate, pulse rate, SpO2. So these vital parameters can be monitored by using this digital therapeutics. Okay. And here the app like Omada Health, this is for diabetic management, or Happify for behavioral health. These are the applications are available in the market. Cost effective care. So reduces the hospital visits so that it minimizes the hospital visit, because you have been tracked, you know your health condition. So it reduces the hospital visit, improve the outcome. And virtual reality means immersive treatment. Immersive treatment means the kind of treatment given to the patient. It creates the control environment to help the patient to confront and manage the conditions such as anxiety and phobias. And it provides the exposure therapy in a safe and guided setting. So virtual reality is the kind of VR glasses provided to the patient so that he will be in a different world, and he can imagine. Okay, he can imagine the environment which he would like to be in, so that it will help the patient to reduce the anxiety and phobias. And pain and stress, VR distraction technique reduce the pain and also stress. And example, expert VR is the social anxiety and relieve RX for VRX for the chronic pain management. And the digital therapeutics advantages are improved access and data-driven insights. Means the wearable devices can will be used to collect the data, and scalable solutions, personalized care, tailor-made medicines will be, you know, uh, customized for the patients. And here, the challenges that you have encountered, regulatory approvals and reimbursement pathways still evolving in the digital technologies. So that, regulatory approvals for these technologies, still in the process. So that finally, digital therapeutics reshaping healthcare by offering innovative, accessible, and personalized treatment options, so that these mobile applications are generally used for the management of chronic disorders or VR based mental health therapies. And these solutions hold immense potential to enhance the patient outcome. Then curative therapeutics. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. So there is a paradigm shift happening in the area of treating illness from the managing diseases to the curing diseases. So managing diseases is the corrective action, curing disease is the preventive action. So that here we are transforming from managing diseases to the curing diseases altogether. Curative therapies such as cell and gene therapies are changing the way we deal with the chronic diseases. So that here we'll be using a technology is called as gene therapy, where the genetic material is introduced into the cell to compensate the abnormal genes. So whenever there is abnormal gene in our gene sequence, so that that disease has been happened. So the genetic material is introduced in the cell to compensate this abnormal gene, and to make a beneficial protein. So that is the kind of genetical engineering. Viruses are the most common vectors used for the gene therapy. And the example is Magnify Cell Therapy. It is a British startup company that develops a proprietary direct cellular conversion platform to, transmography any mature human cells. Means it is a replacement of or compensation of abnormal genes to cure the diseases. So it is completely you are curing the diseases. That's why it is called as curative therapies. So these are the available, cell therapies and gene therapy. Therapy is, Mogrify. The British startup company has, developed this technology. And Lersata Therapeutics is the gene therapy. Okay, these are the two companies, involved in the curative therapeutics. Then IoTs is the, Ma'am, please go to the next slide, ma'am. Next slide, ma'am. IoTs means kind of, um, Internet of Things, means here all the processes are monitored. All the processes are monitored and connected. And also, like, for example, like, the maintenance of the temperature in a environment, like, working environment. So in the working environment, the maintenance of temperature is controlled by the IoTs. Means the IoTs means the items which are connected to the internet. So whenever it is connected to the internet, the whole process is controlled. Whenever they notice the temperature fluctuations, immediately it gives the signal so that temperature has been fluctuated. Even this can be achieved in the supply chain management also, when you are distributing the medicines to the customer. So whenever there is IoTs are implemented, the temperature fluctuations are identified so that we can minimize the risk. Because whenever there is a temperature fluctuations that will be noticed during the supply chain, so it is going to affect the quality of the product. So that IoTs are helped. It is a kind of monitoring. It is a kind of, by using this internet or IoTs, we can monitor the process to improve the process efficiency. Yes. Then precision medicine. Precision medicine means like kind of, that traditional medicine is like, if the patient is suffering from the cancer, so the patient will be treated by means of radiation. So high energy will be used, to destroy the cancer cells. And also we can go for chemotherapy. And also finally, it is not able to mitigate even by these methods. So we can go for surgery. So here, the precision medicine, nothing but here we will be using different technology like genetics, immunotherapy, targeted therapies. In the genetics, by using genetics, we can identify the gene sequence. When you identify the gene sequence, we can able to locate the cancer causing genes. So when you locate the cancer causing genes, then you start the immunotherapy. Means identify the ways to customizing the treatment. Means we can turn on immune system on, and also we can increase the immune responses. Means so that we can use immune activating drugs, that is called as personalized treatment, that will be given to the patient to increase the immunity. Immune activating drugs will be used to increase the immunity. So the targeted therapies drugs turn specific genes. So these drugs works on specific genes, so that the this is called as precision medicine. This is the difference between the traditional medicine and precision medicine. Precision means patient specific, and based on the genes, and based on the immunity, we can give the appropriate treatment to the patient to overcome these cancer kind of things. Real world data. Next slide, ma'am. So real world data means already told that whatever the available data online, and that data will be collected from the different sources. So that data will be helpful to evaluate the, the safety and efficacy of the drug molecule. And also it is a kind of post-marketing surveillance activity. So that this data will be used to take some informed decisions on the safety and efficacy of the drug molecule. And real world data are the data relating to the patient health status, and also delivery of the healthcare delivery of the healthcare routinely collected from the various sources. Examples: electronic health records, medical claims, data from the product or disease registries, and data gathered from the other sources like digital health technologies that can inform on the health status. This data is called as real world data, will be helpful, for the pharma companies. Okay, to know about the safety and the quality and efficacy of the drug molecule. Based on that, they can take some decisions. Okay, so as a part of their post marketing surveillance activity. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. So we have three concepts here: XR, VR, and AR. So XR means like virtual reality and augmented reality. So both are called as XR. Both are commonly called as extended reality. VR and AR is called as extended reality. VR means virtual reality and AR means augmented reality. So that here it is a kind of you know immersive technologies. Immersive technologies in VR. So like in the photo, so here as like in the image, like here the person is holding a VR glasses and seeing something, and he is you know he is in a virtual world where he could see something like which will helpful to improve the patient health. So here virtual reality entirely immerses.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. Sir Srikanth, sir, your voice is not audible. Stuck అయింది. ఉన్నారు లైన్ సార్ మ్యూట్ అయ్యారు మ్యూట్ అయ్యారు ఎక్కడ అన్మ్యూట్ ఫోన్ చెయ్యి మ్యూట్ అయ్యారు లేదు మ్యూట్ అయ్యారు మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది
Hello, are you hearing me?
yes sir, now it is you are muted
Madam,
actually.
are you hearing me?
Yes sir.
Yeah, actually, I was muted that I had a call. Okay, sorry for the
Okay,
interruption. Okay,
So,
let me
okay,
continue.
sir.
We are in the the AR VR technology we're talking about, and this will be used for the as a to like visualize something that what we are expecting to have, so that this will be helpful for the rehabilitation. Means this will be helpful for the patient for the immediate recovery, and also it's a kind of motivation. The patients who are demotivated after surgeries, so that by using these VR glasses, they are going to uh, you know um, they are into a different world. Okay, they could see and visualize, and also they will be motivated. And this is the kind of controlled virtual environment. So that here this AR and VR means is the kind of glasses that we could wear, and also we can visualize something, and that will be helpful for the improvement of our behavioral and mental health status. And this XR will be used. It includes either extender and virtual reality, augmented and virtual reality. This will be used in the stroke rehabilitation. Yes, and also that we can see something in the the advertisement also, like there is a video that we could see where the manufacturer will show a like video where he can visualize the how the drug will be acting on the patient, and the patient can see that how the drug work on their body, and these kind of videos can be made by this virtual reality concept. Right, ma'am. Next, flexible
చెప్పండి
manufacturing.
ఫామ్ ది
And flexible manufacturing is the kind of system. T means the name itself implies that it is a flexible manufacturing. We could manufacture different types of products at a time, okay, by using different set of modules. Okay, so here we can use a specialized machineries and process and
సెవెంత్
operation.
ఇయర్
So based on that,
ఫోర్త్ ఇయర్
we can
ఇస్తాను బి
carry
ఫామ్
out
లో
the
2 years ఇస్తాను
manufacturing.
ఫామ్
So
డి
that
2 years ఇస్తాను
here a
చెప్పండి నేను
automated machine cell contain a automated mission cell we could see here. So it consisting of group of processing workstations. They are interconnected with the automated material handling and storage system. So that here the entire process is automated. Here we can use a specialized and separate, the manufacturing equipment to perform this flexible manufacturing. So that what are the advantage of this manufacturing means modular production system. Means we can interchange the production module, so that we can manufacturing different kinds of products at a time, and also rapid reconfiguration of the manufacturing process for the different products. And also it enables the quick transition from one drug to the another drug. immediately, so that it kind of flexible means we can able to do easily. So it the kind of manufacturing is called as flexible manufacturing. And single use technologies use disposable components like reactors, filters, and tubing to eliminate the cleaning, validation, and reduced downtime. So that here the cleaning is very important and essential and playing significant role in the pharmaceutical manufacturing. So whatever the equipment that is being used in the manufacturing not being cleaned properly, and there will be chances of the carry forwarding into the another formulation. So here the suggested tool is a single use technology, so that here we could use the disposable components. Okay, so once we use it and we can dispose it, so that there is no problems associated with the cleaning, validation, and also it minimize the time also, and also it accelerate the production process also. And continuous manufacturing shift from batch production to the continuous flow. So earlier we used to manufacture batch wise, so there is a the paradigm shift from the transitional batch production to the continuous flow and continuous manufacturing, and which ensure the consistent output of the product. And benefits of the flexible manufacturing: faster time. So why it is needed? Immediately fast track the manufacturing process, and faster time to market, cost efficiency, enhanced customization, and also and we can uh, respond swiftly to the market shifts, and based on the demand and supply we can supply the formulations or products to the market. And here applications: personalized medicine and pandemic preparedness means immediately, like by using this flexible manufacturing we can able to provide the required amount of medicines. And biosimilar production, and also the automation means like robotics, AI, IoTs, all those things are used in the the flexible manufacturing process. Then 3D printing. Next slide, ma'am. So there are several types of additive manufacturing. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide. So additive manufacturing means, like already I told that the product, see, uh, as we could see in the picture, that the product is made in layers. So the mission, based on the design that you have given, the mission operates and it gives the output like this. So here the formulation is made in layers, one top of another, so that it is called as additive manufacturing. Okay, and it is also called as 3D printing. And here the layers upon the layers of the material are stacked and fused on the top of each other to form a product. It is called as 3D software. 3D software will be used to stack the layers of this material and to fuse on the top of each other from the product. So that the product which is already made, Spritam, it is the 3D printed ESFD approved product. And also there is a product also known as polypill. Poly means many and pill means the formulation. So here, in which in different layers, in each layer we can load one product, and the polypill will be consisting of different products. Instead of having different medicines different times in a day, so we can, like take one medicine, one pill in a day, so it covers all your doses requirements, so that it is self administrated administered treatment, and also very simple and reliable. So that is the kind of is called as technology is called as 3D printing. The next thing is organs on chips. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. So organs on chips is the technology, like it consisting of micro physiological system where the the tissues are placed on the chips. Electrical chip will be there, and also the tissues are placed. And this will be general. It is a cutting edge technology in pharmaceutical industry, and this will be used for the testing of the products. Testing of the products, especially in the drug discovery and development process. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am.
గ్రూప్ లో వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పెడుతుంది.
Okay, so that breakthrough therapies in innovation, breakthrough therapy. Already we have discussed till now emerging technologies, and also now we'll discuss breakthrough therapies in pharma, gene and cell therapies. Okay, so here gene therapy already we have discussed will replaces the faulty genes to treat the genetic disorders. In the same way, cell therapy uses living cells to repair and replace the damaged tissues. So cell therapy means we will replace the therapies and repair the cells, and gene therapy means we will repair the genes to treat the genetic disorders. And mRNA technology, it uses the messenger RNA to instruct the cells to produce the proteins and trigger the immune responses. So here we will use the messenger RNA. This mRNA will instruct the cells, please produce the proteins. The proteins can trigger the immune responses to treat the diseases. This type of technology is called as mRNA technology. And also vaccine development and therapies, rapid development of COVID-19 vaccines, and potential for treating other conditions like cancer and rare diseases. So these are the breakthrough technologies in. And also CRISPR, that already we have discussed. This is the kind of gene editing. We will edit the gene so to treat the different diseases, like treating inherited disorders like sickle cell anemia and beta thalassemia. Antibody drug conjugates. So here the targeted cancer therapies combining monoclonal antibodies with the cytotoxic drugs. So here it works. The antibiotics deliver the drug directly to the cancer cells and leaving healthy tissues. And the advantages is higher precision and fewer side effects when compared to the traditional chemotherapy. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. So microbial therapies, here the next slide, ma'am. So microbiome therapies, the name itself implies that it leverages the gut bacteria to improve the health. It leverages the gut bacteria to improve the health, means useful bacteria. So application treating gastrointestinal disorder, GI disorders, and also potential to address the metabolic disorders, mental health, and autoimmune diseases. These are the microbiome therapies. Next slide, ma'am. So digital transformation in clinical trials means virtual clinical trials. Here the clinical trials are conducted remotely, reducing the need for patient to visit clinical trial sites, so that the patient can sit at home or wherever he is, so that he can be the part of clinical study. So he will be connected remotely. So it increases the patient participation by removing the geographic barriers, means even the participant from other country also could participate in this clinical study, and enhances the diversity in the clinical trials, including participants, different regions from the different demographies, and reduces the logistic challenges. No need to, the participant should not come every day. So it reduces the logistic challenges and operational cost. So here, what is the technology that you are using here? Telemedicine, mobile applications, and wearable devices, and digital platforms facilitate the remote monitoring and communication. We can communicate with the patient and monitor the patient vitals after giving the dose or drug, so as a part of clinical study. So here the during COVID-19, Pfizer and Moderna conducted decentralized clinical trials, and also wearable devices and sensors for real-time data collection. So the data will be collected in real time by using these wearable devices and sensors, so that it will track heart rate, glucose, and other physiological activities, so that it is invasive. The advantage is there is no pinching and uh, collecting of the blood. It is an invasive monitoring, and it improves the data accuracy also. Like Apple Watch generally that will be the Fitbit or Apple Watch are integrated to the trials to gather the physiological data. So these watches are these smart watches are approved watches. We can use it in the clinical trials, and reduce the timelines and drug approvals. This is also one of the benefit of the digital transformation. Then, ma'am, next slide, ma'am. Next slide. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Patient-centric patient-centric innovations in pharma. So telemedicine means remote consultation and monitoring. So through this digital platform, telemedicine services are offered to the patients. So here the patient consult the doctor from the home, reducing the travel and waiting times. What is the technology? Video conferencing and mobile apps, health apps, and wearable devices. And personalized medicines, tailored treatment based on the genetics, based on the patient genetic profile, environment, lifestyle, behavioral approaches will be considered to design a customized treatment based on the disease. So here, the cancer therapies will be cured by using this personalized medicine. Next slide, ma'am. And smart drug delivery systems. So smart drug delivery system means like it is an advanced system that ensure the precise delivery of the medicine. So precise delivery of the medicine means whatever the dose that you are expecting to reach to a particular target, that delivery will be happened by using these smart drug delivery systems like implantable devices, wearable injectors, nanotechnology. Implantable devices means release drugs steadily over time. So slowly the drug will be released to the body, within the body. Wearable injectors means self-administration, like insulin injectors. And nanotechnology deliver the drugs directly to the diseased cells, reducing side effects. And also the benefits of patient-centric innovations means improved access. Access will be improved. No need to go to the healthcare professional, and no need to wait for longer time. And we can approach the doctor, the easily through telemedicine, through video conference or phone, whatever may be the type of device that use. Enhanced outcome means personalized medicine, means the cancer treatment purpose. There is a personalized medicine. Personalized medicine will be given by means of gene sequencing, and it will be convenient and cost saving. Ma'am, next slide. Challenges in the adopting innovation means challenges again: high cost, R&D implementation, regulatory hurdles and compliance issues, data security and privacy concerns, because there is a cyber threats. When you are implementing these technologies, there is a cyber threat, so you have to secure your data and you have to have a cyber security in place. Resistance to the change within the organization. This is the major problem in the India. So we are resistant to the changes in the organization. So that's all about my presentation today. So thank you for patient listening, and it's all about my presentation, because already it is I have taken more time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. And even
Yeah.
we learned a lot of things. And now the session is open for a questionnaire. And you can ask directly, or you can type in a chat box, ma'am. Participants, dear participants, the session is open for questions. So, sir, question from Harita, ma'am.
Yeah.
With the 3D printing gaining
Traction.
traction in a personalized drug delivery, what are the key challenges in adopting this technology in a large scale, and how can academic research support its integration into pharmaceutical practices?
So
Shall
actually,
I repeat
see,
the question?
yeah, 3D printing is not new to our, in our country, because already the 3D printing has been implemented in pharma also. Okay. So the thing is like adaptation is the problem. Okay. So they had to adopt this technology. Okay. So we can as madam mentioned, that personalized drug delivery. Okay. So it gaining traction toward the personalized drug delivery also. And challenges means there is no specific challenges I could say, but only the resistance to change, and also cost of hire. Cost of hire means they should have a big 3D printing machines to cope up with the the requirement or manufacturing requirements. and also they need to have a resources, and also the training of the people also one of the problem for this the challenges that 3D printing with respect to the 3D printing. Yes. And also, like, we can use this 3D printing in the academic research also. Okay. Academic research also, we can use the 3D because the 3D printing has got many applications, especially in the formulation development. Yeah.
Any more questions? Dear participants, any more questions? Sir, my side, one question. So many
Yes, ma'am.
technologies you discussed in this topic. So in India, how many pharma industries are adopting these novel technologies?
Pharma see, novel technologies mean the sense like always the Novartis is in front, always in the implementation of these technologies, and they are using this artificial intelligence and machine learning in the drug design and development. And I hear like only few, like, no, I came to know that only Novartis is implementing these technologies, not other companies. They are far away from these technologies. Novartis, they implemented. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And these are the emerging technologies, because the technology is rapidly evolving, and you should be at par with these technologies, so that this will boost up our the manufacturing processes, and meeting the requirements of the this uh, meeting the requirements of the patient, okay, with respect to the different medicines and formulations. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody want to
Good
ask the
afternoon, sir.
question?
Any formulations based on
ఇక్కడే నేను చెప్తాను. ఏంటి మేడం? 1 second, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Any formulation are there based on these technologies, sir? Any
See,
formulation is there in the
no.
market based on these technologies, sir?
Yeah. Formulation means like polypill that you have discussed, that 3D printing technology, polypill is already US FDA is approved, formulation is there. And in India, like, the manufacturers are very slow in adopting these technologies. In India, no such formulation is available. And also these other technologies like IoTs, artificial intelligence, machine learning, telemedicine, okay, additive manufacturing and flexible manufacturing, all those things are help us to improve the production efficiency, and fast track the production process, and minimize the timelines, and also minimize the cost. So this will be helpful for the manufacturer to manufacture different types of formulations, okay, and within a shorter timeline, with spending very less amount of money, rather than following the traditional approaches and traditional approaches of drug discovery and development. And this thing, especially 3D printing, is the technology where you are using in the manufacturing of the product.
Yes, sir. As we discussed, so many methods, no, sir, like 3D printing, IoT, flexible
Yes, ma'am.
manufacturing, organs on chips, and all these processes. So,
Yes, ma'am.
3D printing is the one which is there in them. Okay, what are the QA measures which we need to adapt for the advanced technologies, sir? The same which we are adapting, or anything, any
QA measures. QA measures.
quality assurance we need to
Ah,
adapt? Yes.
see, quality assurance measures means the quality assurance people works based on the the regulatory guidelines. Whenever there is a change in the regulatory guideline, see, regulatory also change the regulations to cope up with the latest advancements in the science and technology. Whenever there is a change in the science and technology, and the regulatory immediately adapt, and they come up with a specific guideline to implement by the manufacturer. So the manufacturer has to use that guideline and establish the a framework, okay, and to ensure the compliance. In that case, the quality assurance people will prepare a policy for that. For example, the threats will be there always, like, there is a technology, always there is a threat to the data and data security and privacy. So that cyber security is playing very important role here. so that the FDA has the guidance document for the cyber security, because this is the threat they have identified. So then they made a regulation to be followed by the manufacturer. So there is a cyber security guideline. So this cyber security guideline has to be followed by the manufacturer to safeguard the either electronic, the records of the patient, whatever may be the data. So this guideline to be followed by the manufacturer, and the QA team will write a policy like, how to implement the cyber security in the organization. Okay, so this is the role of the quality assurance people, and also the regulatory. The department should have a regulatory intelligence, and they should work on proactive approach, and they should verify, like, they have to look into the what are all the changes happening in the regulations of different countries. So when they notice a change, the change will be intimated, and the quality assurance people will prepare a policy. Okay, then that will be implemented within the organization. Likewise, so based on the regulatory, see, as a manufacturer, I cannot take my own decisions and I cannot create my own compliance requirements. So when regulatory says that we have to follow, who is regulatory? Regulatory is the government. The regulatory is here to safeguard the public health, and that's why they are into the the power and regulating different products, and they could see that whatever the product available in the market, that is safe for the patient. That is the regulatory body responsibility, so that whenever the new technology is coming up, so the regulatory adopt it, and when the manufacturer also follow it, when the regulator says, they don't adopt themselves. When the regulator says, then they can adopt these technologies and have a framework to implement these things in the manufacturing process. And even this artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things are there. The US FDA had recommended all those things to implement. So the manufacturer should implement it.
Okay. Any impact will be there on the cost of the medication by using these technologies, sir?
Yeah,
So
cost of
that's
the
why.
medication. Exactly. So cost of the medication, see, all these technologies are there for to reduce the cost of the process and also reduce the timeline. Okay. So rather than spending money, more amount of money in conducting of clinical trial and pre-clinical trials like animal studies, so if you use this, real world data and also artificial intelligence and machine learning to identify the right fit for the, drug molecule and also right candidate for the participation in the clinical trial. So it minimizes the time for the, conducting of the clinical trial, as well as the, the cost which is required for the conducting of the trial, and also decentralized clinical trials, so that here the patient can participate in the clinical trial remotely, so that it reduces the logistic cost and the patient maintenance cost. If the patient is to be a part of clinical study, so the sponsor can spend a lot of money, because for his logistic and feeding and food, they have to provide a lot of things to the patient. So that when they are participating remotely away from the site, so all these costs will be minimized.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Any more questions from participants? Shall we close the session?
Yeah, thank you, sir. It's much informative as well as advanced topics. Thank you very much, because we don't have all these in our syllabus actually. And
Yeah.
whenever we go for means the PCI or it's regulatory body of our institutions go for revision, the inputs from the industrialists is also required, sir, actually. They have
Yes, ma'am.
to
Yes, ma'am.
ask for the inputs means from you people like this, because better these topics are included in academics itself. That's what we feel while going
Yes,
the
ma'am.
information that you have given. It's very wonderful session, sir, because so many topics, advanced topics are covered, and so much informative. And only thing I heard means you are saying that Indian industries are not following as such. Uh,
Ma'am, they are
Maybe
very
in future
slow and
they will
efficient.
follow.
Mm-hmm.
So that means our students also will get ready with these advanced technologies.
Yes, ma'am. See, the designing of the career is very important rather than working in a, the traditional way, means like, going for the traditional jobs, quality control, quality assurance, production, and labeling and packing. These are the traditional jobs. Anybody can do this kind of activities. Now, like, technology is evolving, and, changes are happening. And the people, the students should, know about all those things, so that they can design their career into this, different aspects, so
Yes,
that their
yes.
career also would be, in a flourished. Yeah.
Means whenever we make use of this advanced technology, the errors by the manual interference will be decreased, I think so.
Exactly,
So,
ma'am.
mm,
Like, errors will be decreased. Yes.
so nowadays we have the topics like Six Sigma technology in quality assurance subject, and
Yes, ma'am.
when we see the examples of pharmaceutical industries which follow this technology, we could find nothing. Means
Yes, ma'am.
Novartis is there in the top as well as Pfizer is there, where they could
Mm.
go up to Four Sigma technology.
Okay. Nobody is going
Maybe
to that
fifth,
level.
they may reach to fifth, 5 sigma.
Mm.
But
Yes,
when
ma'am.
we see other industries like automobile industry or mobile industries or the uh,
Yeah.
services means
Defense.
Amazon, they already reached into that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
think in
Yeah.
future, once they adapt all these technologies,
Mm.
it's possible.
Yes, ma'am. Like,
Hmm.
now I'm into medtech. I'm in the medical device manufacturing company. So
Hmm.
being a pharma professional, I was diversified. Like, I'm into, academics, and, I'm into pharma industry. Now, currently, I'm working with the medical device manufacturing company, where we'll manufacture surgical robots.
Hmm.
Okay. So is the top end technology in the medtech domain. And here, all our processes are, the validated, and we have implemented this Six Sigma. Like, only in the pharma that you have mentioned that we are at only Four Sigma, like, we are into Six Sigma. And also that we are providing these VR glasses also to the patient, sorry, for the user, to visualize.
Hmm.
VR glasses that we have discussed, so virtual reality glasses that we are manufacturing in-house and providing to the healthcare professional or doctor to visualize. Means like, we have to give the training to the healthcare professional who is going to perform the surgery. Surgeon is going to perform the surgery. He is going to use our robotic surgical equipment. So see, if we provide the VR glasses, he can visualize the things, how to perform the surgery by using this surgical robotic equipment.
Okay.
He could see at, means deeper part of the body.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. So that we are implemented a lot of things, like, pharma is little bit slow in implementing of the things. That is the
Yeah, yeah. I think it's made possible in medical devices industry.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yes, ma'am.
I request Dr. A.V. Srikanth sir to speak few words. I think he is in the session. Sir?
Yeah, very good afternoon. Dr. Srikanth, it was really an excellent presentation, and we learned a lot of new things, new innovations, and latest things which we yet to know, at least. To
Yes.
practice is difficult. But at the same time, just I would like to ask you one thing. Is there any initiative from Government of India to take up all these and put into our regulatory system?
Initiations, I could not see, sir. Initiations are not happened in India, because our regulatory body is, CDSCO. It works under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The ministry was not taken any steps, to be like cope up with this all these technologies.
Because it is the first step. The government has to take initiative, because even if the industry is come forward also, unless
Yes.
it is regulated, they cannot
Yes, sir.
follow.
Exactly. That is only the thing I told. Like, if it is become a law, then only everybody will follow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for that reason, say the government should have a very good broader perspective, and they should also uh, take up certain initiatives and do it at a apex level by constituting a apex body with the experts. And see, this is what I feel, and in any forum which you come across, I think you can push this.
Definitely, sir. This is my third lecture. I'm talking about emerging technologies in the pharmaceutical industry. And last time, I talked about the evolution to revolution. I started from the initial stages of the pharma,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now
Yeah,
towards
I have gone through. Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. So all these things is my third, the presentation that I'm giving. Yes, sir.
It's really, really, really excellent, sir. And it's
Thank you so
very
much, sir.
educative.
Mm.
Sir,
And
any
now
more?
I think our teachers will definitely say go through and follow it, and say even though if it is not in the syllabus, they should impart all this knowledge definitely to each and every student, so that they can at least go prepared for interviews at international level also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At global level, they can try and apply for the job.
Yeah.
The
Thank you
important
very much.
thing is said.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so it's pleasure to be here, part of this training program. Okay, thanks for giving opportunity, because though I'm in the office today because I have completed my work before this session, and so I had to go back to the work. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes. We'll close the session.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Any more questions? Any more questions from the participants? Okay. So coming to the closing session. So distinguished guests, respected faculty, dear participants, as we come to the conclusion of today's insightful session 2 on emerging innovations and breaking throughs in pharmaceutical industry, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Srikanth Nama for delivering such an insightful talk. And we have witnessed firsthand how science, technology, collaboration are transforming the way we approach healthcare, research, and treatment. However, as much as we celebrate these extraordinary advancements, we also recognize the challenges that lie ahead. So the road ahead is both exciting and challenging, but together we have the power to shape a healthier, more sustainable future for generations to come. Let's keep the momentum going and work hand in hand to turn these emerging innovations into lasting solutions. On behalf of everyone here, I thank Dr. Srikanth Nama for his valuable contribution, and I thank all of you for your active participation. I thank management members, Director Dr. N. Srinivas and Principal Dr. T. Mamata for giving this wonderful opportunity to me. Let us carry forward the knowledge gained today and apply in our respective fields. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Because you were in academics, you understood, I think we need this information because we need sharing from the industrialists also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah,
Thank
have a great day. See you again. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Srikanth, sir.
Okay,
We'll,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. When is the next
We
session?
have
Sir,
tomorrow, sir, tomorrow. Daily 2
tomorrow,
sessions.
sir.
Daily 2.
Daily 2 sessions, sir.
Okay, okay.
We have PPT with us, sir. We will make use of it for our students also.
Yeah.
And in a similar way, means the advanced topics also we will include, sir.
So what I suggest you is you segregate into several topics
Yes, yes, sir.
and
We have
make them, yeah. And say we can as well design a program, 1 week program with this 2 hours
advanced
I think
technologies.
first, yeah, advanced technologies, and we can tell the students definitely.
Yes.
It will be of great help for the students. It's really, really interesting.
Yes, sir.
And
Slides.
lot of information.
What is going on in the industry,
Yes,
its present field.
in each and every
Slide.
topic, yeah, there is lot of information,
Yes, sir.
and which we just heard about it, but we are not aware about what it is and where it is being used and how it is being used and what are the challenges, what are the limitations, how to overcome. He has excellently covered all the things, right from what he said is evolution to revolution.
Hmm.
It was really covering all the stages.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. And we have to thank I think Shivajyoti brought him.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
He is
thank
my
you very much.
classmate.
Thank you very much. Well, he's an excellent guy. So he has given a lot of information. So proposing such speaker is really, really say a fortune for us, rather.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tomorrow we have morning session at 8 a.m., sir.
It's too early, I think. Anyway, I'll
Yeah,
try to. What are the
because we
topics?
some-
I'll go through. I'll go through the program, and if it is interesting, I'll attend. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, we'll close it.
Yes, yes,
Will
ma'am,
you-
I'll close
yeah.
the session, today's session. Day 1 session. Okay,
And
distinguished guests.
I
Sir,
said
sir.
today it is only this hosts are on the this group, or all the participants are in this group now.
Sir,
I didn't get that.
At present, say
Present.
all the participants are there, or only the hosts are there.
All the participants are there, sir. Just started exiting means after the session. Earlier it
Okay.
is 70 plus, now it is 50 plus, sir. Participant number is.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll meet tomorrow. I'll talk to you personally.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Sorry. Distinguished guests, speakers, respected faculty, and dear participants. Now we are at the end of today's sessions. Today we had 2 sessions. The first session was by Dr. M.B. Narendra Kumar Taluri, and the next session is by Dr. Srikanth Rama. So today I hope you all enjoyed these 2 sessions. And tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we are going to start the another session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the participants. Now for today's the session was closed.